Hello and welcome! We are so almighty, and today we're going to be playing some D&D!
Yay!
And the best news, we have a full house for the first time in...
Finally!
That feels like
I'm so pumped.
forever. So how's everyone doing? We all excited to play?
Yeah.
Very excited.
I don't know where I am or who I am anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yes,
Verity,
I
do you actually remember how to play?
I have an accent like this.
Yes, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
That's the important
And what
part,
about
really.
your character, Verity?
Yeah. How does your character
Just
sort of
Verity's accent is that now?
evolve?
I moved up north and sound more southern.
Yes,
sense.
that's
Yep.
it.
That's how it goes.
Good. Well, I'm very glad. So, plan is we'll play for about 2 to 3 hours, as always. About an hour break, short break in between. But as always, this is D&D, improv, and technology. Anything could go wrong, so don't hold us to those times exactly. But as always, we have our D&D Beyond overlay running, so please use it. We like it very much.
It's
We hope you do
over
too.
there.
It's over that way. You can edit out the hand. Right?
yes, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
fine.
yeah, cut out the
We'll fix it in post. It's fine.
Yeah, fix it in post.
This isn't live.
No. What are you talking about? That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
So in my notes, I have it down that the inspiration token, Ryan has it this week, I think for reasons and stuff.
Good.
I don't remember doing anything last week except being angry at oranges.
Yeah,
This is the thing.
Oh god, yeah.
I looked at my notes for this session, I was like, inspiration token Ryan, I was like, is that right? I'll double check that. So I just quickly went back to look at the last video, and Sarah did give it to you, and I didn't stick around long enough to listen to the reasons why. So Ryan, you have the inspiration token. I'm sure it was well deserved.
I paid her on the side.
Yeah, that'd be it.
It's fine.
But I'll do a recap. So I quite liked what we did last time. So Verity, you weren't here, but last time I did a questionnaire to see how people were, how much of you remembered about the campaign. It's like an overarching recap. This one I'm just going to do a questionnaire about last session, but I did like the way it worked, so we're going to do it again. So there are points of this. They don't mean anything, but if someone can keep track of them, because why not? Points means no prizes, but it's fine. So, question 1. If I thought about this, I could have got some intense music to play in the background. Maybe next
Are we
time.
buzzing in for these?
Sure, you buzz in. Find a buzzer. A buzzer, a ringer, something. Whatever you can get.
Shit. One sec.
Before Uno's ready, I'm going to start the first question. Excellent. So, question 1. You met with Sylvester Parkhouse to collect your money, but only ended up receiving half of it due to complications about Justice cars looking down the road. While you were talking to him, you spotted that he was sporting a pocket watch that was gifted to him by an infamous person of note. Who was that person, and why were they infamous?
I know.
Okay.
I think I don't name.
Go on, Sarah.
Name is difficult. So they were famous for it was I think Wolf van Mart. They were important because in the Austrian Civil War because they invented firearms basically.
Correct. Yes. So
Nice.
Wolfram Valmart, the inventor of firearms.
It's also in our private chat, but
It's also in our private chat,
and I
but
read
that's
it,
fine.
but I didn't remember. I read it just today, but I don't remember.
My notes just say Wolfie Boy.
Wolfie Boy, yes. Is that what from Wolfie Boy? Yeah, the new
If you
collection.
had said Wolfie Boy, I might have given you half a point. But,
Oh, come on. I will
Okay.
give her like 3 points if she said if you said
Just all the points, just like 100 points.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
yeah, 100 points. Actually, I've
Wolfie
changed
Boy
mine.
is the best.
Whoever's taking
Anyway.
notes, Sarah has 100 points.
It's
okay.
QI points.
QI rules. Question 2.
Right.
Other than Chad, most of the party had never eaten what type of fruit before?
Um,
I'm not sure where that noise came from.
what did you hear?
A scream, I think.
Yeah, that's this one.
Okay, Unai, go.
Oranges.
Correct,
Citrus.
So yes, there was an amazing conversation about how the fact that no one in the party had eaten
So
oranges
amazing.
before.
It helped the
Um,
story a huge deal to have that
yes.
conversation.
So that's probably I'll say 20 points to Unai. Since we're going down this route.
No.
Question 3. What did you as players learn was unique about the sun and moon of this world?
Oh,
That was Ryan, I think.
Oh, that was definitely me.
Okay.
I
Will,
will.
go on.
It's
Will.
okay. I've immediately lost confidence.
Oh.
It's like a donut hole thing.
yeah.
The moon is a part of the sun that like broke off.
Yeah.
And sort of in the same. I don't remember.
I'll give you half a point, Ryan, because that is correct, but it's not the full answer. Will, go on, see if you can finish off the question.
So the moon was originally the center of the sun. That was. I don't think we figured out why or how it was removed, but they are both. Sorry.
It was stolen. Yeah.
It was stolen and just moved somewhere else. But yeah, the sun is a big ring and the moon is a circle.
That is still correct. So
And
I'll
they're
give you half.
It's
there we
also
go.
orange.
They're portals.
Also orange. Portals is the bit I was questioning. So,
So I wasn't sure if we'd revealed that in the stream or if that was in the break.
whatever.
Okay.
I'll recap regardless. So the sun is a portal to Solisteria, which is essentially heaven, and the moon is a portal to Umbral, which is essentially hell.
Oh.
That is what it's believed. They are essentially windows, not like they're not separate celestial bodies. They are windows in the top of the world you are in.
They are Windows XP.
Yeah. Yeah. The sun is Windows and the moon is Mac,
Good.
or vice versa. I don't know.
No, yeah, that works.
Moving on. Before I start making enemies. 4. You met a blue-skinned dwarf called Colburn, who ran a cart rental shop. He was extremely nervous for what reason?
Oh, beat!
That was definitely Ryan.
Because lots of his kind have been stolen away. So he's got a little crossbow he was threatening us with.
Yes, so you were threatened by his crossbow, and he was extremely paranoid because of all the dwarves and gnomes being kidnapped across Lowbank.
100
And last
points,
question for today. So you hired a cart from Colburn and a crate and 2 mules. What were the names of those mules? It's more of a bonus
One
question.
began with
than
a G. I don't know, or a J.
No
I don't
idea.
know. They didn't hate each other.
Well,
There's one
they-
called Gertrude.
Not quite.
Oh.
Galinda.
Harry.
Like, I remember, like, for some reason, my brain is saying Dorothy, but I don't think it is.
I'm going to say you're out of time. The names were Jennifer and Carl.
Oh, fair.
Genevieve and Carl.
What?
Sorry.
Yes, and that's the noise they make.
Amazing.
Good, well done, guys. I don't know how many points that was, so I'm going to declare that
a
Ryan
draw.
was the winner of that round.
Okay.
So, good.
Nice.
But yeah, so we pick up with, well, before we pick up, so as we left it, you guys were umming about stalking behind Colburn as he goes off to collect your mules and the cart, just to make sure he actually wasn't or isn't kidnapped midway to getting you your goods. But before we do that, we're going to jump back a little bit. So, because we haven't had Verity for a few sessions, we've unfortunately not been able to have an important conversation between Pebble and Christina. So this is going to be a bit of a flashback. So this would technically be the previous day. So Pebble, you have, of course, in the night, you have been talking to a certain Raven and Pug about something. You've acquired a new piece of jewellery, which is very uncomfortable, and a task to complete within a certain time period. So you go and knock on Christina's door.
Exactly. With the bracelet. Clonk, clonk.
Yep.
What?
And hi. How's it going? I'm gonna lose a hand. So
I'm
okay.
half asleep. What?
So all right.
At the moment,
yeah,
Pebble is still
Christina, concentrate.
outside talking into your door as well. Like you're still outside the room.
Can you? There's something important that we have to settle. Like, not that you did anything wrong or I did anything. Something wrong has been done on your behalf to me, kind of. But I'm not really mad about it.
I'm not following. What?
Can I?
Come in.
Oh right, yeah. Good, sure.
No.
You enter into the room.
Sorry.
It's for you, Pebble. It's quite interesting walking into a room which you haven't really been in many other people's rooms yet, but obviously your room is missing every other floorboard. So going to Christina's room, which is the largest room of any of the. Yeah, it's so nice to see complete floorboards. And originally, Christina's room was covered in mold, but obviously through your magic, you've managed to clean it off. So this is probably the nicest room in the actual pub itself.
Cool. instinctually I trying to skip one floorboard at a time, and then I just realized
It's a habit at this point.
like, oh shit, nice room. So anyway, last night, this is like the morning after, right?
Yeah, this is just in the morning.
So you know how like a bunch of us went like just got it oiled in the basement and slept there. So I started hearing voices, and I saw a crow or a raven rather. It was quite big, wasn't he? I don't. Well,
It's raven-sized.
It's raven-sized. Okay, not crow, but raven. And it turns out this raven and Spud, the pug, or not a raven and a pug. They are your great aunt's doing. I don't know what they are, or do I?
You don't know, yeah, you never found out
They
what
are
they were. All you know is that
messengers.
the Madame Morgrave summoned them. Whatever that means.
Yeah, Madame Morgrave, right? That's like your great aunt. So she's magical, yeah. She summoned them to get you to visit her in 3 days' time. Otherwise, this.
I totally forgot about that. My grandma said I should go and see her sister. And I'll just put it off. And now she's probably really annoyed that I've not taken the time to say hi now.
Does she usually get she is annoyed, because she's basically she's put this. Well, they have put on her behalf this bracelet on me to just remind me that I have to tell you this. And if you don't visit her, my hand will fall off now.
You can see that around Pebble's wrist is kind of on the center of the arm. There's this wooden bangle kind of thing that has some sort of writing on it that I'm not sure if you read it, but it's an unfamiliar language. And you can see around it, so the upper half arm is starting to go kind of purplish, where clearly some sort of blood is being cut off.
I don't want you to think that I'm mad about it. It's just very inconvenient. Pebble is scared. Pebble is trying to not be scared, but he's scared.
I am so sorry that this has happened to you. My family is not the nicest bunch, so to more or less.
I got that.
I've not met this woman. I don't know what she's playing at, and I best get onto it. I'll try and find her.
Well, do you know where I live? Do we know where she lives?
You don't know where she lives, but one thing you were told is the Raven, the Creador, told you that wrap up this business with a troll and then make your way to Madame Morgrave expediently.
Well,
but you don't know where she lives.
It's great that Creador thinks that we can do the troll business in 3 days, but that's like no guarantee. Like the curse of the bracelet is not that we do the troll thing and then we visit her, right? Is that
the curse of the bracelet was, well, at least the way Creador said it, yeah, you don't actually know if that's how it works, but what he said was, if you bring Christina to Madame Morgrave within 3 days' time.
Oh, right.
Well, the way he posed it, actually, if you don't bring her within 3 days' time, this band will tighten until your arm falls off. It's implied that if you do bring her at that time, the band will not make your arm fall off. But again, that wasn't actually specified.
Yeah, okay.
It occurs to you.
Yeah.
Great.
Could be that either way you lose an arm.
Yeah, or something else happens. But yeah, so that's where we're at.
I'll just say from a DM's point of view, it does seem like you have been given a time window to wrap up your business with the troll first.
Good. So we have time for the troll. We do the troll thing first, then when you sort this out, it's fine. If Creador, one second. Well, first, Verity, sorry, I cut you off. Sorry.
I have a lore question.
Yeah, go
in
for it.
this universe, is there magic that can grow back limbs?
Oh,
roll me. Roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
How expendable is Untitled Hand?
Yeah.
hey! 1 second.
17.
17. Okay. Short answer: yes, there is.
Oh,
It is
convenient.
not easily accessible. It's very powerful. As you know, that you are from a very magic friendly society, and within your society, that kind of power of magic has been unlocked. But again, it's very infrequently. It is kind of the best of the best can do it. You imagine in the society where you are now, which is obviously very anti-magic, you're unlikely to find anyone who can do it here, but it is possible. Your instinct would be, well, if it does fall off, maybe I could take Pebble back to my home country and we might be able to fix it there.
Cool.
But it's not something you could just pop round the local guy in the corner who'd just fix it for you.
Yeah.
It's difficult magic,
Um,
but it's possible.
Okay, that's good to know. I think if I had caused Pebble to lose an arm, I would like to fix it.
Yes.
Oh, neat.
So,
But because it is somewhat possible, there is a chance that Christina might be more blasé about it than Pebble's being. I'll leave that to you.
Yes. Question for the DM as well.
Yep, go for it.
Oh fuck, I forgot. 1 second. No, it was important. Oh, did Ecuador explicitly say that I shall bring Christina to her great aunt?
Yes, yeah. You need to bring Christina to her great aunt
So-
within 3 days.
If there's a chance that if Christina goes to her great aunt, she visits her alone, this is still gonna.
Yes, it is. Again,
Good.
the exact wording was you need to bring Christina to her great
okay,
aunt.
yeah. So we might
If
need
Christina
to go
goes
together.
by herself, the problem might still persist. You're not sure. So
I visit with you if you're okay with that, because otherwise I might lose the arm, and that's not nice for for someone who wants to be of service. I mean, I'm not being ableist here. Like, don't get me wrong. But, well, is ableism even a thing in this society? Potentially, yeah. But
you're
yeah.
just hearing Pebble go off on this weird spiraling rant to himself because he's standing. You can tell the nerves are kicking in for Pebble.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, and yeah, everything will be fine, and we can, right? Everything will be fine, right?
Pebble, everything will be fine. Calm
All
down.
right.
Let's do
Good.
one thing at a time. Let's get this bloody ogre, I don't know who he is, off
Shit.
the car, onto it, off, away.
Good.
And then we'll sort this business out with this relative I knew about but haven't bothered to see. He seems a bit like a sociopath, but there we go.
Yeah, that's what I gather as well. It's getting a little bit itchy, so I'd rather take it off. I mean, I can't. Good. We'll do that. Everything will be fine.
It's funny, you and I, because one side of it is getting itchy, the other side of it you're starting to lose feeling.
Numb. Yeah, well, itchy, like pins and needles, rather.
Yes.
I mean, I have no spells to help you out, otherwise I would.
That's
I could do dancing lights for you to distract you.
that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and as Christina distracts you with dancing lights, that's when the flashback fades back to the real timeline. So,
Good. Yeah.
so also just for verity's sake, so what we agreed with last session, because you weren't here, is you've stayed back at the pub to look after Wolyoff, just for the moment, while everyone else went out to sort of arrange the cart. So, standing back outside of Hammercot Square Market, you are debating whether or not if you want to stalk after this dwarf to make sure he is safe.
I think we were also trying to figure out, like, do we want to go at the evening time, or do we want to? So, like, when do we have a rest?
Ah, that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
That's very right. Because otherwise we're gonna be.
I will say that you agreed to pick up the cart from Hammercot Square Market. Sorry, let me just check my note. You're going to pick up, yeah, so it would be ready in 3 to 4 hours, and you'd pick it up from Hammercot Square Market.
Mhm.
And we said, yeah, if you wanted to go now and have like a long rest, you'd wake up just after midnight, which means you could obviously leave in the dead of night.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But first we have to wait. Well, I mean, we would. No, the car is gonna be ready. The
3 or 4 hours.
The fact that the car is gonna be ready in that time doesn't mean that we have to collect it at that time, right?
In theory, no.
Even if we collected it in 4 hours, I think from that point of having a long rest.
Right.
It's from what I gather, it's still fairly like mid-afternoon.
I think what you were trying to discuss is because basically, if you leave Dalbridge at night time, you will be traveling in the daytime. Because the journey on cart is half a day's travel to
and
the
that
forest.
wasn't great.
You were discussing whether or not you wanted to travel in nighttime or travel in daytime.
Yes.
That was what you were discussing.
Yes.
Interesting. Cool.
Well, Chad's immediate concern is like, well, yeah, look, well, we need to protect our investment here. Yeah, we've got to, if we want to, if we want to, we've got to move, get rid of Woyolf. Can't stay there, and we're paying money to Crowburn here. Purely on just a fiscal level, we should be just making sure that he's okay.
Chad, on a personal level, they are a dwarf. We know dwarves have been targets of kidnappings. Like, forget.
Oh
money.
yeah, I mean that's a great side advantage of it as well, is that we get to protect a living sentient being, of course, but we've got to make sure that we can do what we need to do, and it just happens that both of those align.
Neat.
Okay, well, look, Tali wants to watch, keep an eye on him.
Is that legal, Simon?
Is your plan to kind of follow him stealthily, or are you gonna just walk alongside him, basically, openly patrol next to him?
Oh, I don't think there's. I think we can follow from a distance. We've got a great track record of being good and stealthy. So.
Well, isn't that just causing more problems for ourselves?
I think so.
And stealthy is our other team name.
Yeah, small and stealthy.
I mean, we know them. We could just say hi.
Your voice has changed.
Sorry, what?
Yes. Brass voice to change.
Oh.
Well, that was right. That wasn't right.
I guess I figured.
But look, if we directly offer him our protection services outright that he knows about, then maybe
not for money.
Actually,
Chad.
we might be able to get some more money.
No, not for money, Chad. We don't need more money right now.
I mean, it could be.
This person is vulnerable and scared. You want to prey on that for money?
Well, the free market decides where if a service is required and available. Then the free market decides if there is a value to put on that.
We're not taking money more. We just pay it. We're not taking money from it. We'll offer to protect them.
As you're discussing that, you do see the door of Carts of Gold opens up, and you see a figure emerge. You see wearing a long trench coat, a big hat sort of right up to the collar of the trench coat, standing kind of taller than a dwarf, and kind of awkwardly clomping its way out. You see arms don't reach the length of the trench coat. What is very clearly a dwarf wearing some sort of stilts and wearing a human-sized trench coat. What you can only imagine is Colburn leaving the shop, and he's struggling with the arms and the sleeves to lock up the shop. He's clearly affected some sort of disguise to make himself look more human, maybe? At least less dwarf.
I roll to see how effective that disguise is to Brad.
Absolutely. Roll me a perception check. I'll roll a deception check for the dwarf. 5. He rolled pretty high, actually. He rolled a 16. And I don't know what the 5 will be. So, for you, Brask, someone else has just walked out of the shop.
Wow! They weren't there before.
We've seen nobody else go in.
Nope.
Exactly.
You've just seen a man emerge from the shop.
It's,
Must protect.
No, that's Colburn, Brask. That's.
Oh, he was tiny.
Yeah, he's trying to look taller, so he's not a target. Trying to disguise.
That makes no sense. You do not make yourself bigger to be less of a target. Even Brask knows this.
Brask. You know how we
He's
put
gone.
on. Oh, he's
Oh,
gone.
he's
Bye, Brask. You know how people put on clothes to look different.
I do
Right.
not understand
Brask is
that.
out of
That's
the
a whole
way.
other
Okay,
thing.
you know how I'm currently wearing armor. The outside of me is shiny. Do you think I'm the same person as the person who looks like me but wears a red tunic? You understand that's both
needs
me,
shorter sentences.
right? Have you seen a man who looks like me
Yes.
but body is a different color?
I have a twin.
You think I have a twin? Right? Yeah. This, guys.
It's everything is
We're up
fine.
against something here.
You know when you hunt something in the forest or in the
Oh,
wilderness?
do I?
Yeah, you know when you do that, you know how you don't want that creature to see you, right? You don't want them to know that you're there always, so you can sneak up on them and.
I like to look at them in the eye.
Oh damn.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, people who maybe are not as strong as you, usually don't want to be seen by the prey, because they would run away, and similarly, the Colburn doesn't want to be seen by.
Ah, he's a coward.
Well, I mean, he's afraid. It's okay to be afraid, Brass. It's not a shame in that.
I mean,
You
how
say
much?
funny words.
How much?
Look,
of this...
I really do like you, Brask. Sometimes, yeah, you really got
yeah,
a good,
sure.
good vibe. So sorry, so
toxic masculinity coming out.
yes.
I think it's also worth mentioning. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. But I'm pretty sure, Brass, you are very stealthy when you want to be. You
Oh.
built your character that way.
Yes.
It can be.
It's fine. The conversation was very fun.
It is an absolute choice.
Oh.
Tali is probably gonna go.
Brass is just a
after
raging
Colburn.
hypocrite.
Yeah, Tali would probably go after
He can
Colburn.
do
But
it.
I don't know if anyone else wants
But
to do it.
visibly or stealthily?
As you've been having a discussion, you do hear this crash as Colburn has sort of lost balance and has crashed into a bin as he's
that's
walking down the street.
Running to him.
Yeah.
So I rolled a stealth
well,
check for him
also.
to see how well he's doing, and he rolled very poorly. You
I'm
hear this
going
go,
to-
crash!
Yeah.
A light jog.
Nothing to see here. He just says to the street and carries on.
But do we make? I mean, I wanna protect with a C at the end, not with a T. But do we make ourselves known to him?
Well,
that
Tali's
we're-
going to him.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
guy.
I think. Paul as well.
Chad's gonna be trotting along after.
Oh, dear.
something.
Because someone's just fallen and it's bad. I'm gonna go help. Yes.
Yeah.
He's not fallen over, he just crashed into a bin.
Okay, but he's not steady on his feet. I'm
That's
going to
fair.
help.
He's
I
not
don't know,
himself. He must find his true expression. No, sorry. That's not
So
what
you
we're
run
doing.
over. Did you say anything to him, or you just
Yeah,
you
I
ran
mean,
into it?
she
Careful,
run over.
coward.
Not that. Run over to him like, hey, excuse me. And she doesn't say his name because she's trying to play along with the thing. But she gets in his line of sight. So
Sure.
She's...
Oh, yes. Hello, fellow citizen. Pal.
Yeah. Look, you're obviously a bit afraid of.
Why would I, a human man, be afraid of walking down streets?
Oh dear.
Yeah. Why would you? You're obviously.
Soft nose.
No, shut up, Brass.
And look. Tali wants to help you, and so we could stay with you while you get our cart ready.
Chad arrives just as you're saying that, and he goes, yeah, for
No.
no charge.
What an offer! Sorry.
You just hear this guy. There's a pause, and
Keep you company, you know?
well, if you were to be walking the same way as me, I would not say no to company, but there's no reason to do that, because there's nothing unusual about a human man walking to the stables.
Tali's just gonna like walk beside him and like steady him when he wobbles.
Aska's gonna.
You hear very quietly.
Pebble's just following.
It's okay.
Okay. Aska's gonna like winking the whole time, like he's really making it obvious he's playing along.
Oh no! He's just going like.
Humans, walk this way.
Yeah. It's funny, as you get really close to him, Tali, you can see that the way the trench coat is, clearly the hat is sat directly on top of the collar.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can see that there is a hole slightly lower down where his eyes are peeking through, and you can kind of see what should be the lower sort of waist is, where you can see bits of his beard poking through.
Oh.
As he's clearly, he doesn't fill out the entire thing. It
That's kind of adorable.
He's got something on his head clearly, which is holding up the upper half of it.
Amazing.
Imagine if it wasn't him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a guy.
Curveball.
It's got a kind of two dwarves and a trench coat kind of thing going on. Just there's no upper dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just padded it out with stuff to create an upper space. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then he's wearing stilts on top of that. Okay, so you you make a very slow way across town with this dwarf who is not dexterous enough really to drive stilts properly. You do have to catch him at 7 points when he stumbles, but as you're going, making your turn.
Does he fall? Does he fall at any point properly?
Right, dice. No. He has some very close moments. It's good. I can walk fine. I was testing you.
How heavy is he? If Pebble joins into the trench coat fun, will the compound
Pebble is small,
look...
right?
Yeah.
What?
Is Pebble a small?
Yeah.
No,
or
Pebble's
medium?
No, Pebble's medium. Pebble is human.
No.
But so is the dwarf small or medium?
Dwarves are also medium.
So
Mm.
2 dwarves in a trench coat.
But Pebble is
One
human.
Pebble. Yeah, but he's medium,
Pebble with a
same
dwarf on
size,
top.
right? Because he's young, so he's shorter.
Yeah.
So but Colburn is about 4-ish foot tall. Like together,
okay.
you two would almost be 8 foot tall.
Nice.
Colburn has only needed to add a little bit more height to himself.
Alright,
to
fair
make,
enough,
he's
fair
not.
Yeah, no, that's
He's
not
not a
try. Okay.
But also, if you try and attempt to, climb into his trench coat, he will fight you off.
There was like absolute zero need to try this. It's just comic effect. It's just.
He's not a willing.
Oh.
At least not
I
about you
love him.
discussing it with him first. You can't just try and climb into the arse of his fucking trench coat.
Mm.
While we're walking as well, Chad's gonna sort of go to Tali and just be like, look, I
Oh.
just want you to know I didn't really believe anything that I said about the whole free market thing. That's just meeting that Sylvester guy. New money, not something I fully understand, and I'm a bit mixed up. I've got all these ideas about new money and markets and all that type of stuff, and I just I just wanted you to know that actually my respect remains with old money and the aristocracy. That
doesn't make it better.
he thinks that's reassuring.
Is that what are you?
I'm not losing my way. Is what I'm saying. All these entrepreneurs.
Pebble doesn't.
And that guy.
Whatever.
That guy was new money.
You could smell it. You could smell it. Yeah, it was. Yes, very nice watch. And I do want one of those. I think grandfather's actually probably got one. But yeah, no, not like me. Not like me, really.
What's the difference between you and
that? You know,
no, Chad.
yeah,
I don't. Harley doesn't know.
De Vertine, my surname, that comes from that's Vertine. My grandfather built Vertine.
Is that a place?
It's the place where I'm from.
Okay,
where I'm from. And then, that's where that comes from. Park House. He's a self-made man. Fine if that's really what you're into, but he doesn't. People like that don't deserve the money that they've got.
So it's all about surnames, like your family name.
I mean, yes, really, yeah. I mean, what's your surname? What's your family name? Do godlings? Do people, do beings like yourself have those?
I know what Tali is gonna. I don't know if there's any extra thing that Tali would know for sure. Like I know what Tali's thoughts are, but I don't know that is it actually like a known.
Yeah.
Did she have had a last name? Because I didn't. Yeah.
I'll have both Tali and Chad. You can roll history checks.
Ooh.
There is a thing about godlings and names.
Oh yeah, I think Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, 9. I thought that was a 1.
I got a 1.
Oh,
Tali
yeah.
doesn't know anything.
Tali, like, it's just someone. No.
I'll say. So Chad, you do with a 9, you do know something. We'll be right. We'll come back to it in a second. Tali, it's one of the things where I think because you actually have a somewhat more unique circumstance than typical godling. It's almost if you do have one, you're not actually aware of it.
Yes.
Like you were kind of squirreled away and kept
Interesting.
more secret than maybe most. So that almost you don't actually know your own last name if you have one. Chad, even with a 9, which isn't the highest roll, there's one thing you do know about godlings is you're not sure how the names come about, but there is the one thing you do know about godlings is that godlings, in especially this kind of lineages and family names, is there is a suffix that if someone has a godling descendant, a suffix is applied to their last name, which is Val, V-A-L, which is relevant because of Val Mart, who made the rifles.
Oh, okay.
So somewhere in his family line was a godling. He's a descendant of a godling.
Interesting.
Would Tali have known that? I'd probably not. If she
Yes,
doesn't-
you probably know that part.
Okay.
But you understand the history of you just don't know
Okay.
what your own last name is.
Yeah, she probably go. I don't have one, or I don't know if Tali has one.
Okay.
We don't really grow up with families so much as.
No, that's fair. Yeah, but still, you were born, with this power and this the authority. You didn't have to. You didn't work to get into this authority. This was you were destined.
Well.
To be
Yeah.
The way it's just right. It's just the way it is, the way it should be. Brask, he's born big. Pebble is born good at cooking, and stuff. Verity. No, not Verity. Who's Verity? I've got no idea who Verity is. Christina.
You mean, Chad?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Each of us, none of us are pretending to be anything that we're not. That's yeah. You've got power. You got real power.
Yeah, but my power comes from my connection with Intin. It's not the same as money.
Oh, I think it's closer than you think. I think it's closer than you think.
Tali's just gonna get real quiet. She's just gonna oh my god, he's right. Fuck. Oh no!
Are the rest of us hearing this?
I
mean, this is
at
a
this point,
overly private
Wouldn't be a
conversation.
massively quiet conversation.
Yep.
If
Good.
there's going to be a lull at that point, Brask will walk in and be like, Brask was actually born very small for a draken.
Wait, are you still small for a draken?
Ooh, interesting.
I'm big in my heart.
Oh, you're
Wait,
small
hang
and
on.
mighty.
So you are you're small?
When was this meant about Brask?
Well, since he started talking, right?
He's pretty insecure.
Because Tarly thinks Brask is big and strong. I was just surprised
too.
that compared
That's
to
why
maybe.
Brask likes his tiny friends.
Oh, so we are tiny, you're small, and someone else in your family is just normal?
You guys are the small. I am the mighty.
Good. No, it's just interesting to know. Like, we're not judging you.
Okay, Brask.
I mean,
We made it work, guys. We made it work.
Go ahead, Pebble.
No, I was just chiming into the same thing. Cool.
Yeah, Pebble, what's your... Sorry, Adam, you want us to move on? Pebble, what's your family name?
Rockwell. A family of boring normality. Yep. But everyone is, everyone has their head straight. Everyone just farms the land and takes care of animals. Everyone had a purpose. Everyone had an easy life. Rockwell, what a family. And Pebble starts just picking up his pace. It's like, yeah, come on, we're gonna be late.
See, Tali, perfectly respectable. He his family. They know where they're from. They know what they're about. They know where they belong.
Sure. But then it's also, people with money, people with power. It's our job to help the people who don't have that. Right?
Yeah, because they can't help themselves because of who they are. Absolutely, yeah.
Did your family help the
we've
people
been given
of your town?
We created the town for them. Well, I mean, we created a town for ourselves, really, but they're there.
But do you still help them now?
Yes, well, we have the town. We provide for them. They provide for us. We built them all their houses.
For you, but you have all the money, so why are they giving you things?
Well, they're giving us the services that we pay them. Some money for.
Okay.
Chad's probably the first time Chad is thinking even remotely critically about the arrangement of his hometown.
Yeah, just as you start to sort of think critically, it is interrupted as you arrive at the edge of town, and you can see that there is this sort of like stockyard where clearly it's a place to store cards and animals, and it probably isn't just Colburn's animals here. There seems to be a large stockyard by one of the edges of town. Lowbank itself doesn't have like walls or gates as such, but there is a point where the town stops and it just starts to turn into the outer countryside, and this stockyard is on the edge of that. And Colburn is like, we are here now. You do not need to stick around. You do not want. Colburn, Timothy can handle this himself now.
Well, it's quite remote here. It's not a lot of people around.
The mules
if I was going to attack
protect
somebody,
me.
I'd do it here.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Perfect for
yeah.
a murder or a kidnap.
There's an awkward pause. No, it's the mules will protect it. It's not a problem. Thank you for the pleasant walk, fellow humans. He does declare that even to Brask.
I mean,
we'll be going now.
If we're here, we could just stay.
Yeah, we just.
If you wouldn't mind,
we
we
don't
just
I am
come-
not in
we could-
charge of you. You, fellow humans, can do as you please as well.
Can we come in maybe?
Please.
Sure. Maybe not inside. The mules may not like that.
Okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you stay out in stockyards, I assume that would be fine.
Okay. Yeah. We
Oh.
can.
How many? Are there any other entrances to this area?
You can see that there isn't like it's almost like a barnyard. Like there is a lot of open space here. There's a kind of smallish fence, but it's not necessarily like. There's probably numerous ways you can get into this place.
Oh dear.
Pebble.
Yep.
Do you have that the horn?
Do I have the horn? I don't remember.
Charlie,
one second. Pebble
Darling
said.
gave it to Pebble when he slept down in the cellar
Oh,
with
true.
Boyle, just in case.
That is true.
So
Do I? Oh, I should add it to my inventory because.
Well, I think
it's in my inventory for at the moment.
Right.
But it would be. I think unless Pebble gave it back to Charlie, it would still be with him.
Yeah, I don't have any notes about having lost it or anything. So.
But if you have it, we could give it to our new friend just until our time is our stuff is ready.
How likely is it that Pebble has it with him instead of at the pub? Can we
you tell
roll
me.
for
Well,
that?
if you left it behind at the pub, that's up to you, man.
I would have thought no. I think Pebble would be more responsible than that. And
It was a precious item given to you by
Yeah,
Butchard.
yeah,
You're probably not
fair
going to carelessly
Leave it lying around.
Fair enough.
I
But
don't
yeah,
think Pebble was the person to do that. Brass might have been, but I don't think Pebble is.
so,
Maybe Chad
okay.
as well. But...
So okay, yeah, I take the.
We could give it to.
Sorry, fellow human Timothy. Sir,
You can
please.
see he started clomping his way off to the yard. He sort of like awkwardly spins, and that's what you hear: clomp, 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 as his stilts clearly rotate to the spot.
Oh boy.
This is very normal horn that everyone would be crazy to believe that if you sound it, only us can hear, only we can hear it. Right? That's what it does, right?
It was one person specifically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoever gives.
I think the person who blows it picks.
Sorry.
The person who uses the horn picks who
All right.
is the person that hears it, right?
Yeah, so I tell him that, like, so it'd be really weird and suspicious to think that some, like,
Look, if you
just
yeah,
blowing
what
it.
Pebble said. If you're in trouble blowing it, think of one of us, and we'll know that you're in trouble.
This arm, which is the sleeve is just hanging off the edge of the arm, reaches out to you. There's sort of this, even though you can't see his face or body language overly, there's a sense of trepidation where he seems very confused because Pebble didn't do a great job explaining what this is.
No.
Sure,
If you're in trouble, just blow the horn.
oh
Please.
yes, it will blow if in trouble. Okay.
We'll come back.
He goes to tuck it into a pocket and then struggles again because of the coat and sleeve. He just ends up just holding it like going to a stockyard now and starts
Just
clumping off.
take care of it. We'll pick it up when we get our
it's
car.
precious. No, don't lose it. Please.
But he then slowly but eventually makes his way
sure.
into the actual stockyard.
Cool.
Anything more you're discussing, or are you just going to wait there until he's done?
Well, I don't know if Tali would have an idea of the range on the horn, but the item itself is a 600 feet. So if you blow it and we're within 600 feet, then we'll hear it. So we
That's
can go
quite
a
right.
bit further, but like Tali wouldn't want to go too far. But they don't
Yeah.
have to actually stay like right.
Hmm.
We don't
Yeah.
want to, but
Yeah, we'll say Butchard explained to you roughly the distances.
Neat.
should we have a bit of we could have a sit down?
Yeah, sure. Is there anything to do around?
I was going to suggest perimeter watching?
Yeah.
I'm gonna suggest radius watching. No, sorry.
Before you really have a chance to discuss,
watching.
before you really have a chance to discuss what you can do, you hear a shout from inside the stockyard. Dear gods, no!
No, okay.
Running.
I'm coming as well.
Run inside. You kind of kick down the door, and you see Colin, who has taken off the junket now. He's standing there in his proper dwarven form, and you can see that the mules have gone everywhere. You stupid mules! You have eaten all the hay, and it's carnage is broken out in this place.
But one second, but the mules are alive. It's just other animals.
Yeah, the mules are there. You
potentially
see them
other animals.
broken out of their pens. They seem to have overrun the haystacks, and carnage is broken out.
Obviously, Paul is gonna try connecting with them. Right,
Pebble, could you
with them.
Could you calm them down?
Alright, everyone. No. Paul doesn't do that. Paul just listens first. Paul's gonna listen if there's any argument between them or
so
what's happening.
So using your speaker animals to listen to what the you hear. Imagine, when you hear stories about horror stories about families at Christmas time. These just goats are just swearing and blinding at each other. It's just you just hear "How dare you take my hay!" It's it wasn't your hay. You've had too much, and there's this family feud seems to be going on as they are fighting over food and all sorts. There's insults being thrown at each other. It's chaos.
What would Pebble do? 1 second.
I come on to see you no, just keep out. They are out of control. Only you'll spook them more. Only I can control them. Leave.
1 sec.
You will back up a little bit just to give everything some space. Give everything some space. This isn't her field of expertise.
But are they gonna be when I speak to animals? Are they conscious that something is happening? Are they will that surprise them?
What do you mean?
Is it surprising?
They're aware you're talking to them.
Yeah. But one thing, when I speak with animals, right? That's not a normal encounter for them, right? So that will generate a little bit of
You've never seen an animal surprised by it so far.
Okay. 1 sec.
You've spoken to animals before, and they've just responded.
There are several things that I can do, and I don't know which one to settle with. 1 second. Yeah. Quickly.
Well, you just try and lean back on your knowledge of working on a farm to help Colburn get these animals under control. You could just do an animal handling check.
Right. Yeah. So I tell him I've lived in a farm for ages. Honestly, I can help. And I meanwhile I'm saying easy, everyone. Quiet. Nothing's wrong. There will be more hay. It's fine. So is that persuasion or what is that?
No, this will be. I'll let you do either an animal handling check or persuasion check because you can speak to these.
All right, I am more.
Of course, as always, you guys can just hear Pebble talking to the animals.
I'm equally proficient on both, so yeah, animal handling.
Come out as common, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, okay.
He speaks in common to animals.
So it's a little 16.
Okay. So, yeah, the rest of you guys are encouraged to kind of leave, but Pebble does stay, and very quickly, Colburn starts to become very apparent that you are proficient in dealing with animals. There is obviously a well-practiced skill here. You have spent many years working on your family farm handling it, and between your effort and Colburn's efforts, you do manage to get these unruly mules under control.
Unmuly.
Will, you're going to
Yes.
take 3 points of psychic damage.
No,
Right.
I love it.
Not Chad, by the way. Will.
No,
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I'm bloodied, guys.
The rest of you, like, because this probably takes to get the under control and start readying the cart and stuff. Probably takes the best part of an hour or more. So I guess Brass is going to be distracted by something. But Chad and Tali, is there anything you want to do in that time, or are you just keeping a patrol outside?
Probably does want to talk to Christina.
Well, Christina's not with you. She's back at the pub
Oh, wait.
because you left her looking after Warriors. You could head back to the
Oh,
pub.
that's true.
You could head back to the pub,
Yes.
We could
No.
also say that maybe Brass stays and keeps watch with Pebble, and you two head back to the pub to start making arrangements there.
Hmm.
It'd be good to involve Christina more actively.
Yeah.
Because
No.
otherwise we're going to do this whole thing without.
Yeah, Verity's back,
yeah.
and we don't include her.
Back
Yeah,
again.
So,
Yeah.
should we say that? Should we say that you two head back to the pub, leaving Brass and Pebble?
Yeah. We're leaving the big,
I'm a
big
little
strong.
afraid.
You're
They're going to
leaving.
not bring the cart back in one piece. But yes,
But
that's
we're leaving big, strong, and sensible animal handler.
Yeah.
So you know,
I thought Harley will to Pebble before they leave, be like, Pebble, we're gonna go back to the pub,
Okay.
so we can just chat to Christina and let her know what's happening. So you and Brass can bring the cart to the pub when it's ready. Remember to get the horn back from
Yes.
Colburn,
Yes.
and
No worries.
just you're the responsible one out of you two. So just
Okay.
you'll be fine. I don't think anything will go
Okay.
wrong.
I think I'll be fine.
Just remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
remember Pebble. He may be an immensely strong, probably man-eating, beast, completely alien to most of us. But he's our friend, and he's your responsibility now. So
Fantastic.
you'll be fine.
Thank you so much. Yes.
So you make your way back to the pub. It's not hard. You do arrive. As you arrive, you notice that there's still the sign on the door that says "Tavern closed for renovations," but you do see the door is open, and you see what appears to be probably 2 to 3 men walking in and out with planks of wood. You hear Butchard like, "Yeah, if you just get out that way, you'll see it easily enough. There's a whole floor missing floorboards. Please fix it. It's been like that for far too long." And you'll remember that Butchard was going to do up the place, and you prompted him and pushed him in the direction of getting Pebble's floor fixed before he did anything fancy with the place. And that does seem to be happening. It's easy as that. Welcome back. How'd it go with getting a car and park house, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it went okay. With the cart's Pebble and Brass are gonna bring it when it's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on the assumption that Mr. Parkhouse is very happy.
I'm glad.
We only got
So,
half
yeah.
the money until he checks out the property.
Right, yeah.
That area is quarantined off.
That's fair. I mean, from his kind, I would have expected him to just be tight-fisted, not give you anything. So, half is that's quite a lot of money, wasn't it? So half is it's not too bad, honestly.
And at that point, Tali would probably just put onto the table the money for Butchard, which out of this half would be 187.
Yeah.
0.5
Like-
cents.
Oh,
This is your quarter, because some of the half. Because you get 25%, but we only got half, so you'll get a little bit more.
that makes sense. Don't worry.
How was the floorboards?
As I get through it, I assume I don't know the first thing about carpentry work, so I can assume they're doing a good job. They came well recommended.
Nice.
There are floorboards going in.
And none
It's not the
coming
most
out.
exciting thing, but it's happening.
Well, that's great. Pebble will have a floor.
Yeah.
Have you thought about how to treat yourself? We discussed that you'd get something for you as well.
Yeah, I'm having to think about that. I thought my priority should be getting that sorted. Still early in the day. I might go out and find maybe a nice bar or something. Not sure yet. Sorry, how much did you give him?
So 187.
187.
Yep.
Cool.
And then we paid the 160 for the car already, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got it written down. Yeah, and the half up front for the cost, which you'll pay on the return, and then also the deposit. Cool.
Half up front.
Yeah, so you basically you paid
Did
for.
we-
You
Yeah.
agreed to rent it out for 2 days, but you paid half of that value up front. So if you bring it back earlier, there's a pro rata kind of
So
thing.
did we pay 160 or did we pay more?
You paid. Let me have a look. It's in my notes here. Yes, 160. So it's £100. 100 seps deposit for
Yeah.
the cart and the mules. You paid 10 seps up front for 2 days of travel. So you'd have to pay another 10 on return if you use it 2 days, and then the 50 steps was for the crate itself.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so 160 was paid.
Good to know.
That's okay.
Neat.
Chad's gonna go and find Christina.
Yeah, I imagine Christina probably at this point, unless you've intentionally locked yourself in your room, is probably down in the common area. I imagine it's still reading your book, since that's what you've been doing most of the time recently.
But who's taking care of Oil?
Well, Wolf doesn't need babysitting. It's just someone stay in the
Okay.
tavern when... Because Burchard left for the day, you wanted someone to stay in the tavern.
Make sure no one's like going down there. Chad's gonna be like, good news, Christina. Good news. There is absolutely no chance that that Brask will ever realise that you are Constable Christmas. He does not understand. He really, absolutely. In fact, you needn't have put that much effort into the disguise. Really, we've just seen a dwarf wearing stilts, and you really don't need to try very hard to fool this man. So your secret's safe.
Well, I'll tell you this, Chedronitheus. I like messing with people. I will put the effort in.
Oh, I can respect that. I can really respect that. But please don't go. Chadronitheus. Chadronitheus was literally my father. Call me Chad. Yeah, please.
Right, I'll call you Chad. Fine. I think we are on that kind of name basis. Also, Chadronitheus. I like messing with people.
Good stuff, Christina Christmas.
Thank you. Right, so what's with this cart? Where are we at?
Well, so we left Brask and Pebble, an able team. A great pairing. Very capable. They're keeping our investment. I mean, our business contact safe. You will recall the dwarves and the gnomes are not having a great time at this point, so we're just making sure that he's safe so that we can get our cart and thing, and that'll be ready in a few hours. And then we're off out. Probably have a little snooze beforehand. Yeah, little yeah.
We actually were thinking, sorry, Christina. We'd go in the nighttime, but we can sort it out later.
I mean, I'm so might be on a bit of a schedule, So napping might not be an option.
Right. Okay.
So I had some interesting news this morning from Pebble.
Mm-hmm.
So turns out I have a great aunt somewhere in the area of Dowbridge, and she's sending animals to come and get me. And Pebble's got this problem now where he showed me this armband that keeps on tightening, and he has 3 days to bring me to my great aunt.
Yeah.
I kind of need to get this cart out of here, and then have to come back.
Yeah.
Right.
No rest for the wicked, eh?
So you're saying you've got strong, powerful family connections in the town.
I've never met this woman, but she seems like a right old handbag.
Well, I think that's important. Important to really link in with them.
I've been a bit busy getting a job. Like now she's like Nibble's gonna lose his arm because of her. Yeah, the band. It's a magical band that will tighten and make his arm come off in 3 days if I don't see this aunt.
Yeah.
I'm
Holly,
panicking, and there's nothing in my book.
Yeah, Chad, Pebble
fine.
told us over breakfast, and I
wasn't listening.
I checked what kind of magic it was, and to see if there's anything we could do in the meantime, and it doesn't seem like there was anything we could do. You were there. It was a good conversation. But Christina, look, just
okay.
Pay more attention to Pebble, I think.
You said you don't know anything about this aunt, was it?
Oh, she's from my grandma's side. My grandma's pretty sound. When my grandma wrote me a letter telling me she was in Dalbridge when I got spirited away here. But I don't know what she's like. I don't know what she'd want from me. If she could help me in any way. Well, I'll get the letter out. I'm rummaging for the letter.
Let me find it again.
I got it.
Quick question for Adam.
Yes.
Because when I vaguely remember when Tali was looking at Pebble's bracelet, it was abjuration magic, fine. But was there? I have a feeling that Tali had bad vibes about Christina's aunt, bad magic vibes, but I don't remember quite why.
Just quickly, Verity, if you're looking on Discord in our Christina DM chat, you'll find that letter.
We'll read it aloud. I'll read the relevant bit out.
Yeah, it's fine. Go on.
My grandma wrote me this. She says, my sister lives in that city being Dalbridge. She's also a practitioner of magic, and I want you to seek her out so she can teach you more about your talents, help you grow into the fine mage I know you can be. Her name is Yersa Moorgrave, but be prepared for she is not as friendly and jovial as I. Okay. You find her, show her the amulet, and she will teach you how to unlock its potential. Don't wait until then to start using it. You'd be amazed at what you can find out about it on your own. So, apparently she's not jovial, per se, but might be a bit more than that, considering her actions.
Yeah.
You think maybe she, Go ahead, Tali, sorry.
Well, Tali just doesn't, there are lots of different kinds of magic, right, and the magic used for Pebble's arm is quite aggressive. So Tali just is a little concerned about this seemingly powerful magic user.
Also, what I don't understand is that our family gets the magic from the amulet. But what other magic would she have, or would she take the amulet from me? So I think I need to see her side so Pebble doesn't suffer anymore. But I might need a bit of backup.
Absolutely, Tali was coming anyway.
One thing I'll say for verity's sake, but you remember about your grandmother. She isn't your biological grandmother. Your grandfather essentially remarried later in life, and she kind of entered the family and got very interested in the amulet. She's not a biological relationship of yours.
Oh, I did not know that. Great. Cool. I should know my own law, but there we have it.
It's been a long time since we talked about it, so it's fine.
Yes, Tali will come with you anyway. The magic and types of magic is of interest to me. Maybe you can help.
Good. Well, I'm sure we'll have fun, but let's do this business with Woyolf first.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Do you think maybe this great aunt knows about silly things like mythical creatures and things and curses and stuff? Yeah, just asking for
science.
No reason at all.
I'm sure we'll all share a pot of tea and talk about it. Everything she knows.
Sounds delightful. Absolutely delightful. Well, good. Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us then. No naps for the definitely not cursed. I think that's great stuff.
Good.
Well, excellent. Well, so we're just going to sit around here until we get the cart, or can we help? I'm feeling a bit restless. Let's see if I can help out with these chaps with their flooring.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Tali does have something that she wants to do, like in her actual room. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so you got some. Basically, you can do a time jump. Chad, roll me. What would it be? Athletics check. Roll me an athletics check.
Athletics.
Oh, I hoped you'd say that. Because that's a natural 20.
Wow.
25.
It's the best floor
Yeah.
ever.
Plus 5.
So it's not like Chad. You're not particularly handsy yourself, so you're not sure how to hammer floorboards down. But you are able to speed up the process by you just like, fuck it, I'll carry the wood. So you basically speed up this process immensely, while the handyman gets to stay in the room, and you just deliver wood to them very easily.
And Chad's finding that just really quite novel and funny, because obviously it's like it's almost kind of like he's role playing at being like pretending to be one of the workers from
boys.
13,
Oh, the God.
isn't this Japes?
Oh, gee.
I'm like one of you.
I get along so
Yes.
well with them.
So you're doing that, okay. Yeah, Tali, so you're obviously going up to your room.
Yes. I did message you about it.
Yeah, I saw.
I messaged you again I'm not sure everyone to. Yeah, don't know how.
Up to you, really.
Fine, we'll leave it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go up to your room and do something secretive for the moment.
Yes.
That's fine. I think this might be a good place to take our break anyway. I will say when we come back, it's probably worth you guys actually discussing when you want to leave, because
As soon as it gets dark. But yeah.
okay, do you want to leave basically as soon as it's done? Okay, no worries.
We can do it in character, but with Tali's head is that if we need to get Pebble's arm sorted out, we just need to go, and then we can figure out where we're gonna rest.
Okay.
As it comes up.
Cool. All right. Cool. Right. Let's go to break. Pick up from
We
there. So-
shall see you at 1:30. Let's say.
Make it
or-
1:30. Nice and easy.
Alright.
Yeah.
See you in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright.
In a bit. Bye.
Bye.
And we're back.
We are.
We will pick up where we left off. So, we'll say a couple of hours goes by where everyone starts to do their preparations. Brask and Pebble, you do eventually return from the stockyards. Colburn basically drives the cart with the mules. Jennifer and Carl to the five fellows with you, and leaves it there with you.
Cool.
You also have your massive crate waiting. Now, Adam remembered something, and it makes sense it would occur to you guys at this point as well, is you know that getting to the forest is a day's travel on foot, but if you're in a cart, would be half as quick. Twice as quick. Take a half day. The cart with the crate is not big enough to fit people, so you'd have to walk alongside it.
Yeah.
I didn't think about
means
this.
it's still a day's travel for you.
Could we not sit on top of the crate?
Not well. Yeah, you could. You did get an extra mule to make sure it was strong. The two of them were strong enough to pull along your 8-foot troll comfortably. It might struggle. It's possible, but
the return journey will be faster
That is
once
true.
the crate isn't there.
I mean,
We'll be able to-
is it technically that the mules, the donkeys, and the troll and the driver would go quicker?
you could send someone off ahead.
I mean, I'm not saying we should do that. That's not like a terrible idea. I'm just saying technically they would
Also
go
remind
quicker
you that
and-
there's only one amongst you who is proficient in land vehicles.
Yes.
Ay. Okay.
That's Pebbly Webley, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
Pebble Webley.
The
I
farmers
can-
were.
But hang on, does Pebble? Is there like a seat for the driver?
Yes,
Where does
there
Pebble?
is a seat.
But could somebody squish? Could you
Pebble-
squish?
You could probably fit 2 people there. That still doesn't solve the fact that some people are walking.
No, but hang on. If someone sits on top, someone squishes. If 2 people could go on top of it, it's
I mean,
faster. Like, I don't want.
The crate itself would be big enough that you probably could fit the rest of your party on top of it if you wanted to. The question then would be, you might end up in the position where the mules end up slowing down to the point where you're back at walking speed, though.
But then if we're
might
gonna
be
be
able-
going walking speed anyway, if to not send someone ahead, then it doesn't actually make much difference.
Up to you.
Okay.
That's something to consider. But yes, is there any kind of final preparations you want to make And also, when do you want to leave?
I want to buy a net.
You want to buy a net, okay?
Yeah, I actually didn't look at the.
And I think you'll do, but it's worth checking that you have things like rations and stuff, because it sounds like you're very likely to be camping overnight outside. In which case, you will not have the comfort and the food supplied to you by the Five Fellows, so you will need rations.
Tali's gonna grab her bedroll.
Yep, grab a bedroll.
And probably like the dream catchers / make more. Get the materials to make more.
Yeah.
Cool. Can Pebble cook something for the future? No.
I mean, you can.
She's like something that preserves well. What would it be?
You could probably. I imagine you'd be able to make up some sort of jerky or something.
Oh, neat.
I mean, it effectively would be what your rations are. I imagine Pebble, especially, you probably don't buy. We wouldn't buy store-bought rations. No, only the homemade stuff for Pebble. Probably have things
Pebble
like
offers,
jerky that you've made yourself.
Yeah, Pebble offers the entire crew, not having to buy them in the store.
Yeah, we can arguably say that all the rations you have were made by Pebble, because that's more fun. So.
Eat a Pebble. No, that's weird.
Yes, there's any other, like, so obviously you're buying a net, so the prices are in the thing to just mark that off.
What is the price? I couldn't actually find the price in the.
I know why. The net is technically a weapon, not equipment. Hold on. We can figure this out.
I think it was like 50 last time we bought one.
Let's have a look. A net costs 10 silver.
10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Buy two.
Cool.
A few days ago in game time, Chad took his bloodied nice clothes to the dry cleaners. So, like, did he take them back that same day?
I imagine. Also, yes.
Fair enough. But they're like fine clothes. But I would imagine that he's been wearing his new common clothes since then.
Yes, because you did buy them, didn't you?
Chad's gonna put his fine clothes on, obviously underneath his armor.
Yeah.
But he's gonna make sure he's looking a bit better.
Yes. Is the encounter with Parkhouse still playing on his mind? It's like, if I wasn't dressed.
It's also like a thing of like, there's a toss up between like, okay, well, you don't want to look. On one hand, you don't want to look too Rob worthy, but also, obviously being of high birth would probably have some. Chad's like, that'll probably give me some advantages. He's used to that giving him more advantages than making him a target.
Yeah, so I mean, you also can, you could defend yourself. It helps. It kind of offsets the danger of being targeted when you can fight back. So
yeah,
cool. All right, that's what you're doing. Probably you're making rations. Christina, anything you want to do in preparation for your trip out of town?
I think I'm going to leave my book behind and hide it somewhere in my room.
Okay.
Probably like just under my pillow. I'm going to leave it there.
Okay.
And then grab my bag and get going.
Fair enough. Okay.
I do. So I realised we have that sword.
You do have that sword.
And Tali specifically wouldn't want to leave it with Bachard because if the pub got searched, it would incriminate him. So she wants to take it out. Not necessarily use it, but wants to at least take it out with them. But also, would it fit in a backpack?
No, it's a great sword.
But it's a very distinctive looking great sword, isn't it?
But the backpack
very,
is also
very
great.
shiny, yes.
But would somebody know? Would it be a recognizable weapon of?
So it's probably one of the things where. No, because it's actually not. It's not associated with godlings. It's associated with Justicars.
Okay, that's maybe worse.
So, but it is the kind of thing where, to the common folk, it's probably just a very nice sword. But to the right person, it's clearly a Justicar weapon because it's made of a silverite metal, which is that kind of has that kind of whitish sheen to it, which is very distinctive. But again,
I was thinking...
the common folk don't see Justicars common enough to go, that's a Justicar weapon. It would be potentially a guard might recognize it. But you could always, like wrap it up in a sackcloth. Like it wouldn't fit in a backpack, but you could wrap it up in something to cover it. It still probably look like a sword, but it wouldn't be as obvious what kind of sword it is.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe we could do that. Or like I'm thinking if Tali has a robe, like she could attach it to her belt in a way that would be hidden. Like not that she would still she would have a sword on her, but the robe would hide.
It'd also probably have to be a back job.
Oh, okay.
If you have it in your belt, it'd be dragging on the floor probably.
Fair. Let's wrap it up in a blanket.
You could also just put it on the cart. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
But I'd like to in some way take it with us. I don't actually know. Do we have an item for that sword? Like, because I don't have it. I don't know. Like,
I probably haven't given it to you, but I should do. I'll remember to do that.
I don't know. It can go wherever. Just to make sure that I know that we have it. Cause
that's fine. But right now it's in the car. You can wrap it up easily enough. Like you can get
and tuck it. Yeah, where it's
into the
not
car,
obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when it's in the car, it probably looks like some sort of tools or something.
Maybe put just like a sack on top of it or something. I don't know. Yeah, like.
That's fine. Okay. Any other preparations?
Chad's gonna look around his room, a room full of boxes of vegetables.
Yeah.
And sort of looking at the stuff, and he's gonna be like, I'm just gonna stick with my meat-based rations.
Yeah.
He's just like veg aren't looking that, and that's not like a oh my god we should all be worried type thing, but just like a. Veg is not really doing it for him. It's not really
I mean, I imagine that was true of Chad always anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
There isn't some vampire revelation. That's just.
Can we take some snacks for the donkeys?
Yes, you can probably grab
like some carrots or like some apples in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can, as Chad is turning his nose up to all the veg in his room, Tali walks in and grabs some for the donkeys.
Put it in a bag. Mm-hmm. I'm should probably give it to Pebble as kind of getting on.
Donkey snacks.
Pebble, if you want, I got here's some snacks for the donkeys, just in case they get quite a long journey for them and stuff. So.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. I was thinking earlier when you were discussing whether we could squish in the driver's seat and all that. Pebble can, for no extra cost. For some extra cost rather. Pebble can run with them for 10 minutes. No, for 10 minutes.
And you also have to drive the thing.
Yeah, you're driving the car.
Nah, but if you run alongside them and encourage them to go through the right path, you don't need to. Anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, because you also have,
like holding the reins, running.
Yeah.
The other spell you have that you could argue is enlarge and reduce. You could shrink people down, but again, the problem is these spells don't last long enough to cover 8 hours of travel.
It's not viable. That's fine.
So.
Okay.
Any last business? Are you setting off?
Have we established that Pebble was given the horn back?
Yeah, you can easily take the horn back. I was going to see if you remembered to mention it or not, and you did. So
cool.
Good work, Unai.
A bit late, but nah. We go.
Do you give it back to Tali?
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, Tali, there
are make sure it's in your inventory.
And
we need to figure out if we're walking. We need to probably figure out how are we just gonna walk alongside the cart and make it an entire day's journey to get to the place, or
it's also worth mentioning that you might, if you are going to weirdly bundle on the cart, obviously that might draw a suspicion when you're in town. Like there's almost you can consider it as there's 2 parts of your journey. There's the getting out of town part. And then there's the on the road part of it.
Yeah.
You might want to consider them differently. Or you might want.
I mean, we can always rotate. We can always rotate who's on the car as well to make it. I guess if we just get out of the city first, that'd be good.
Neat.
So what time do you plan on leaving?
In darkness.
Okay, but how so? The sun sets here this time of year, probably 7ish. That sort of time. Do you wait until an hour after that? Do you wait until midnight? Like when are you leaving?
What time is it now?
That's what I'm asking you. You decide.
Well, so we don't want to leave.
You've had enough time of doing downtime and errands that you can decide when you leave.
If we leave too late, the guard will be suspicious. Adam? Do we know in terms of trade and people coming in and out of the city, what is like the latest people tend to leave or come into the city? Like, is there a cut-off point for when traders are allowed to?
I will be honest that probably none of you know that.
Ooh.
That is not
The
an area that
the
you
child.
don't live and work in that area. Pebble
Does
would be
the
the closest.
child know?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay, I was about to say Pebble would be
Yes.
the closest, but Pebble hasn't dealt with this town and
No.
trade.
Like, what's the least suspicious time for us to leave? That's still after dark,
Yeah.
basically.
We asked the child imploringly, while giving him a kiss. No, we don't.
Well.
We don't do that. What? That's weird.
To be honest, kind of leaving any time. Leaving after dark is might draw suspicious kind of regardless. Maybe leaving around sunset. The problem is outside the city, there are dangerous things out there. So anyone leaving in the dark will inherently look a little suspicious, because normally a merchant wouldn't risk that. Most of them arrive sort of morning or afternoonish, and they leave in that time period. It kind of gets to the point, from what I understand, that if it gets later than 3-4ish, you're staying the night and you're leaving tomorrow.
Right.
So, but that said, probably closer to midnight and beyond probably looks more and more suspicious. The closer to sunset probably looks least.
Chad's gonna step forward with his clearly showing a bit of his finery on things. It's been like, for the beginning in that case, pop me on top up front with Pebble, my driver, and you are my entourage, and we're transporting some goods for people tend not to ask questions, about that type of thing. I could absolutely get us through if there's any questions there.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing about all this is also, don't forget, there isn't really that much guards in Low Bank anyway. There's a good chance you might not even see a guard.
Cool.
I'm not just trying to have a seat, by the way. As soon as we're out of the city, I'll get off. I'll walk. Absolutely fine. But,
Nice.
if we're worried about getting stopped,
Cool.
I know a thing or two about talking my way past guards. Although, in fairness, Tali, you have recently proven yourself very, very capable in that regard as well. Very recently, so.
Yeah. Well, Chad, do you have like a robe, a cloak, something? Because if we're coming from, as Chad said, Low Bank, the poor part of the city, the underprivileged part of the city, you in your fancy clothes might also draw attention unnecessarily. Do you have a cloak you could put on? Just you could always take it off if you want to.
I went to great lengths to get these clothes cleaned, and Chad's like, no, Chad doesn't have a cloak. Trust me. People, they won't question it. They won't question it.
All right.
If I had a cloak, then absolutely yes. No, unless it's a spare cloak. Unless Birchie's got a spare cloak I can use.
I could probably get like a tarp or something if you wanted a cloak. Not purpose built, but it would cover you up if you needed it to.
Tarp. A tarp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of like
I knew that was
A
gonna
blanket,
set
like
badly.
keeps you warm.
well, it's more like a potato sack that would have been.
No,
torn
a
open.
blanket.
Oh right, yeah, we could also get a blanket. Right, I see what you're saying.
Yes, a tablecloth. I
Nice
mean,
comfy blanket.
Have we all got our bedrolls and stuff
Yeah,
packed up?
Yeah.
Good.
yeah, they see me rolling.
Bedding.
Okay.
Sure. Sorry.
Are you heading out, or are you doing anything else?
Yeah. No, we're gonna head out. Well, Tali's gonna head out.
So Pebble jumps in the driver's seat.
So one second.
Chad-
This means that we're not rested.
You're not rested yet. No.
Do anybody need? Okay. Slightly metagaming question. Anybody need a long rest or a short rest?
We don't need.
Do you need a short rest? You can heal if you have short rest.
I don't need any healing, but we might get a little bit exhausted.
Have we not already had a long rest? Because we had the nighttime and then we woke up in the morning, so we have had a long.
You're not like
no one's flagging on.
Not desperate for sleep. Like you probably still have a couple of hours before you would need to. Before you start to push into exhausted territory.
Okay.
Because you slept, a normal night last night, and it's now again, depending what time you want to leave, somewhere between sort of 7 and later in the evening. So.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
You would have at least a couple of hours to travel before you might want to consider having.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
I'm trying to leave as close to sort of 7ish, maybe even just before sunset.
Yeah.
And then
Alright. So you also leave it at sunset. That's easy.
And make sure there's holes in the box so that Wolf can breathe and or see a little bit, like a little like a letterbox.
Well, yes, that just brings me to the next point. Who and how are you getting Warrior into this box?
Nicely.
Talk to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain the situation.
So you go down into the.
I can help because
and you see that.
Well, no. Talia is better with Voyov than I am, right?
Well, wow, good as you have it, really. You go down the basement, you find Warrior, who's been sitting there. You can see she's kind of hunched over in the corner. She doesn't look like she's moved much from where you left her the night before. And she looks up to you and she's like,
"Yeah,
time to leave."
I mean, are you hungry? Like, do you want to eat something
you could eat.
Pebble, do we have any food?
Yep, sure.
Make sure she's eaten before she goes.
Yeah, Wolf, what do you have we established this? What does Wolf eat?
Like
meat.
What did this? Like
Wolf,
how many?
Described has been the hunter. Well, at least would have been in her natural environment.
Like deer and rabbits and stuff.
How large is the meat reserve at the Five Fellows pub?
You have some meat.
Right. Yeah. I give her. I don't know. It's just like an entire pork leg. I don't know. I don't know how much.
Is there a carcass hanging up anywhere? We could just give her the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably have like a whole pig somewhere, a whole boar somewhere.
I roll an carcass check. That's not a thing.
If you want to bring her meats, you can bring her like.
You
bring her like a whole boar, and she happily tears into it.
Neat.
Very quickly as well. You're kind of slightly off put by how quickly she's able to devour a whole boar.
We watch
and you notice she's not too picky about whether or not bones go in the mouth or not.
All right, that's yum. Oh. Anyway, sorry.
We make sure she's fed and like happy and comfortable and everything, and then so we're gonna take you to the forest. But you need to travel to there. So we were thinking you could travel in this box.
So the box itself would be up in the street level, like you wouldn't be able to get the box down into the basement.
Can we get the box to the cellar? I don't know how specific you want us to be, but the cellar has a door opening. Yep. Can we get the crate there and open the crate so she can sort of go in that way? Okay. Or bring the cart around the back because we don't want to be moving it while she's in it.
Yes.
So bring the cart around the back.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. We haven't established with Wolf if she's okay with our plan at all, but fair enough.
I don't really have too many other choices.
That is very true.
Well, this is what I'm coming to. So she starts to see this crate and like, you'll go in there.
Just for a bit. Just for a little bit.
How long?
Just a little bit long. How many hours do we say?
Half day.
I mean, you've been in worse situations. You've been deprived of sunlight.
When it's nighttime, we could take the lid off the crate so you could, see the fresh air and everything. We don't want to keep you in there. It's just that people might be afraid if they see you, and we just want to get you to your home, without any problems.
A persuasion check.
Just a persuasion check?
Just a persuasion check.
Alright. I can do that. Fine. Oh, a 16.
Nice.
Okay. Wolf looked up. You can quite like. Wolf has a a humanoid shape, and you can see from her body language there is a reluctance to do this. Like she's a large creature, and although you pick the biggest crate possible, it's going to be cramped. And she looks up at it, and there's this sort of sadness in her eyes, like, if this gets Wolf home, Wolf do this.
Sorry.
It's the only way.
And Wolf sort of climbs out of the cellar hole and up into the crate, and sort of curls up as much as he can into it.
Does Wolf fit?
Yeah, Wolf fits, but like Wolf wouldn't be. There's not ability for her to roam around in there. She would barely be able to stretch out her arms and limbs. Like she can't stand upright in the crate.
I get with all the woodworkers and everything around the Five Fellows pub, we've already done the holes on the crates and everything for her to breathe, right?
Yes. Making holes in it.
We have modified the crate. That's
We've modded it.
Stab Chad's sword into it if you needed to. Like you don't have to be that.
Harley might like kind of walk like sort of near Wolf so that she can like talk to
Sure.
her, like
Yeah,
try and keep her company and.
I was thinking as well, like,
How are you closing the crate?
before we do that, I was thinking something like to give. Is Wolf attached to something? When she was sleeping, was she like
Like a cuddly toy.
yeah, like some bedding at least or something?
No, I think you gave her something to sleep on, but she doesn't seem overly bothered by it.
Okay. Well, I let's assume that I asked and she didn't want or something.
No, what do you mean like how are we closing the crate?
Well, so these
These
kind of
are
crates, typically speaking, are nailed shut. So what are you doing with it? It's not like a lid or like a hinge.
Gotcha. But we have like a whole crew of woodworkers that probably repaired also
Well, we
doors.
don't want to.
Are you bringing the
We
woodworkers
don't want to
here?
nail. We don't want to nail this shut. That's not a good idea.
The woodworkers haven't left their equipment.
Okay.
They have left. At this time of night, they would have left.
Does it have like a? Can we makeshift like some sort of inset to keep the lid, not wobbly, but be able to open and close at will somehow? I think if you bevel the things down with some.
Yeah, I try. I imagine
yeah.
what you mean. I'm not quite adamant.
We just
quite
tie.
picturing the
We
thing.
just tie.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, we tie
You
it.
could
Tie
do
yeah.
something
that.
around
With
it, like
rope.
get some like.
I have rope.
I don't know what they're called, but like you see it. You have like
Mhm.
you tie like
Yeah,
to hold.
I have rope.
you could probably use a net. Honestly,
Is it big enough?
Ooh.
I think a net fits a large creature, so you could argue it could fit a large crate. Why
Okay.
not?
I don't have
Yeah,
rope.
you
Yeah,
probably
if
use
you-
a net and like pin it down.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, then we want to leave the top like able to be removed, so that's deliberately would be like not. It would be like put on, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's fine. I'll just okay. So you close Wolf up and into the crate, and you slide the lid in place, and then pin it down. Probably you basically get the net, stretch it over, and probably like hammer some nails in parts to hold the net in place.
Nice.
we do explain this all to Wolf so that
Yeah.
you know what's going on. It's not just like.
How does Wolf react to the nail hammering sound?
Well, you can't see her because she's
Yeah.
closed up at that point.
Oh,
Well, I would want to keep a little letterbox slit
yeah.
so that we could like if you cut like you leave the top bit and you cut like that, you could push it or pull it so you could like open it up to see it.
Well, it would.
You'd have to
snap.
cut into.
It would probably snap. You wouldn't be able to. Like, you could cut a,
Would
like,
it
a letterbox hole, but you wouldn't. You can't make a hinge in wood. The wood would just break.
Yeah.
So you can
That's
have a hole
fair.
if you want, like a letterbox hole. You can see inside.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want it to be that obvious because then if
Permanently,
anybody looks into it, they're gonna be like, "That's a fucking
I mean,
troll."
One
Yes.
second.
Oh, I guess we just put some air holes in it and then leave it at that.
Okay.
How tight is the crate? Like, the crate is made out of wood, right? So between
Yes.
the planks, you can just peep, or what? Or is that not
Not
how
really.
crates are made? Ah, damn it!
It's
You're
not.
making it difficult.
It's not. There's not. It's not planks of wood. It's a board of wood. A solid board of wood.
Put some hole in it. That would be like some sort of them. And we'd put them
if you
towards the
got air
bottom.
holes in it, you could try and stare through the air holes. So
Yeah, would
We
it?
put them more towards the bottom, and so they're kind of inconspicuous.
okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
Can Chad just quickly do a perception check? Can he just sort of be standing around, making sure that no one else is actually seeing this?
Roll me a perception check.
Now, is this as the light has gone down? So we're doing this after sunset, aren't we?
No, your plan was to leave at sunset, so this would be still sort of getting towards dusk.
Okay, cool. Light. So that's fine. So I was just wondering if my dark vision was gonna help that at all.
Well, the only thing dark vision would do is prevent you from having disadvantage on this roll.
Nice.
It does. You're not better at seeing in the dark. You are as good at seeing in the
You're
dark
less bad.
as you are in the daytime. So it stays the same.
Whatever. Well, that's an 8. So we're probably
none
the wiser.
You're good as far as you know.
Dear. I would give so much for like some kind of like Men in Black spell.
There is modify memory.
Yeah, there's a spell called Modify Memory.
One day.
Yeah.
But no. But like, could you cast it like as a ranged thing, like
no,
everyone around?
That'd be
great.
You have to target one creature.
Anyway.
Modify memory with splash damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that spell right now. So, okay, you've boxed out Warriors. You've netted down the cart. Anything else you need to do before you head off?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Something's
You jump up. Oh, gone.
Something's just occurred to me. Christina's from like a warm climate.
Warmer, not that much warmer, but you're from a coastal climate, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, is she going to be cold walking in the dark?
Probably quite cold.
Okay.
You bring a cloak. You have one.
Yeah, you would have travel cloaks and stuff like that. Like you're not at risk of getting like hypothermia or anything.
Cool.
No.
Good to know. Let's actually get back to the quest then.
Right. So Pebble jumps in the driver's seat. Chad, you jump up next to him. Tali, Christina, and Brass, you are walking alongside the cart, and you start to make your way. Pebble, please roll me an animal handling check. See how you are doing at controlling the mules.
Immediately run away
Here
and
we
then
go.
we'll push the crate.
Oh no. Well, that was an 18 plus a 5, a 23.
Excellent.
So,
You are
that's
masterful at this.
proficient.
Chad, you've been driven around by
But
people
how
before.
often does this happen though? How often do I have to redo the check?
We'll find out, won't we? But Chad,
Yes.
you've had all your life. You've had drivers, and despite the best the money can buy, this is the smoothest takeaway, pull off and cart you've been on, as far as you can tell, in your life. But you are genuinely
Yes.
impressed by Pebble's ability to handle at least what Colburn described as being very unruly mules.
And I speak to them actively for sure.
Of course, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they see me rolling anyway.
No, Pebble, when one day I'll be returning to Vertine, and my life. Yeah, if you need a job, I'll be able to set you up with something. You've got a real skill, you've got a real knack for the cooking and for this. This is a real smooth ride.
Pebble knows how so far, with the time that we've spent together, Pebble knows that this is like a compliment from Chad. So he's gonna act flattered. Oh, Chad, well, thank you. I mean, no, fair does as fair does. As long as I can be of service to anyone, I'm happy, and more if it's a friend.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I've got many friends who work for me. Yeah, you'd be it'd be
Good to know. It's fine. Pebble is like a little bit of him is genuinely flattered. This is one of the first times that Chad acknowledges his, ability. So that's good.
Good. So, you make your way through town, going through the streets, and it's quite easy. Like the cobblestone streets, they were built around cart travel, so they're wide enough that you can move easily. There's this gentle sort of bobbling, obviously, as you move down cobblestone streets. But again, Pebble keeps very good control of it. The streets themselves at this time of night are starting to empty. You do see one or two people who, as always, when you travel through the town with Brass, do turn ahead and look, but he's on his best behaviour right now.
Yeah, he's a gramophone. Sorry.
The route you would take, you do cross over the train tracks once again. But as you've started to become accustomed to, trains don't really run at this time of night, so the tracks are open. You would just cross over there. There is a proper like as you go over these tracks. Not really designed for a wooden cart. You start making way towards the north edge of Lowbank. Not dissimilar to where you went earlier today, to actually the stockyards, but it is a slightly different route as you're heading more towards the sort of northwest side of it.
Do you want me to put the map on? That'd be like
if you want to, but I don't have a country map, so it's only in the town, so it's not really relevant.
It's here just for reference to people of where we are going.
Yeah, well, if you're looking at the map, essentially you're heading towards the actual part of the map that says Dowbridge.
Right. See, that's okay. That's even enlightening for me, just as a curiosity. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we passing near the Gilded Eel cul-de-sac?
No, okay, I'll put this on the map to show you where you're going.
We can just say no. There's but
no,
yeah,
you're not.
Just checking just in case that was.
There you go. Yeah. The route you are taking is this route.
Oh, am I seeing it?
This.
No, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. Oh dear.
It should be like whatever. Basically, from Five Fellows, you go right down that road, and then from there you go north.
Oh, so to the smokestacks and then north, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, not overly important. And you do start to get towards again that Lowbank, as I mentioned earlier, doesn't have walls or anything or gates. The town, the buildings just start to get more separated, sporadic, start to turn into slightly more kind of, I guess, like farmyard kind of locations, and eventually just start to peter out. You do, however, notice that standing kind of where the town starts to stop is just kind of almost like leaning against a post, just a kind of a gate almost in form but no function. You see two members of the watch just leaning there looking very bored.
Nice.
And it's very clear that if you keep on your current route they will spot you.
I mean,
there's no gate though, right? There's no gate.
No, sorry, archway is more like there seems to be almost like a wooden archway. It's almost symbolically the edge of the city.
Could we
There's no wall. There's no, but the road runs through it.
Could we just go around them, like on a different road out?
There isn't really like you'd have to go try and like push through kind of alleyways between buildings. Like this is the road. It does lead through this archway.
Okay.
Probably be more suspicious for us to try and get out a different way, wouldn't it?
I was having a look at whether we could use any type of magic to circumvent this. But
You can always try using magic.
I wouldn't know how. So.
Chasma, so just carry on, Pebble. Just straight on.
Everything is fine.
Don't stop unless they actually unless they absolutely request it. Yeah, we'll just.
Cool.
We should just be able to pass straight through.
Pull is good. All right. Yeah. Okay. There's been worse.
To make your way.
There's been worse situations.
Yes.
Is it gone past sunset?
The sun is setting right now, we'll say.
Okay. I don't know when Tali would change.
Transform.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, but whatever.
Not yet. I imagine you're conversating with your cloak over the head and stuff like that. That's fine. As you continue to approach the guards, they do hear you coming, and you do see one of them starts to walk into the centre of the road and just holds a hand up to call you to a stop as you approach.
Okay, maybe you should stop, Pebble. Best not to run him down.
I was doing that already.
Like in line with the sort of driver seats.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like and kind of look like a guard presence, right? Like has a weapon and everything.
Yeah, Pebble. As you try and as you slow down the horses, I'd like you to make an animal handling check. See how successfully you come to a
I'm so
gentle, is it a gentle rolling stop, or are we going like a hard break?
This was an 8 plus a 5, 13.
13. It's fine. It's not as... This one impresses you somewhat less, Chad, as there was a bit more of a sort of like... You slow down, and then it's like boom, as you come to a very sudden stop.
As in fairness, we've gone from saying carry on to very quickly, oh my god, don't hit that card.
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
that's fine.
Guard does approach, and like, evening everyone. Might I ask what business we're pertaining to this time of night?
Good evening. Good, fine, sir. How are you this evening? We've been going for long?
Very well.
Been on duty for a long time this evening? Or have you
It's
just
been
started?
a long shift, a little boring actually. Kind of excited to see someone, and you can see the other guard who's standing there starting to like make a walk around the cart, clearly looking at what you've got going on. It's like,
well,
what are we moving tonight, everybody?
Well, I apologise that we can't bring you any excitement. Just on our way out of the city with just normal shipment of taking some supplies out to a nearby village.
Which village?
And what village is that, sir, if I might ask?
Oh no.
Hang on.
I love this already.
Now we're heading to the Dalewind Forest, aren't we? In real life.
Forest, yes.
In real life. So, well, I mean, it's a bit of a, I say village. Compared to Dower Bridge, lots of things are a village. But Historia. To me, it's a quaint little place, and it's got some supplies. Some alcohol and all that type of stuff. But just.
And partly we'll say like we were just coming from the Five Fellows, so if you want to check with Berchard who runs the pub, then that's happily vouch for us.
Keep that in mind. You see the guy who was doing the loop around does come up and just whispers something in the ear of the guard who seems to be doing all the talking.
Do we hear it? Looking at lip read. Lip read is not a thing I do.
Roll me a perception check. So
my perception kind of can
drift what they're doing.
I'm wearing the burlap sack cloak thing.
Oh, you are wearing it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, am I? I haven't yet revealed that I'm
13. I also realized I probably shouldn't name drop Berchard, but here we are.
Well, you've said it now.
13.
13. Okay. Let me just roll for them too. What you see is the guard. You don't catch anything basically, but you do notice that the guy who's whispering does a particularly good job of covering like his mouth. Like this seems intent on not being seen. Berchard, you say? Five Fellows. Can't say I know him personally, but that's a pub, right?
Yeah.
What's a pub doing sending supplies off to another town? Surely the pub would want the supplies.
Well, he's
Quite...
Oh, go ahead, Tali. Sorry, this is this is my apologies. Chad's gonna do the reveal that he's. This is my part of my entourage. Yeah, go ahead, Tali. Go ahead, Tali.
Berchard is a charitable man, and he likes to try and help the people who can't help themselves. And everyone's tight on supplies nowadays, especially the less fortunate of us. So he has some supplies to spare. He's had a bit of good business, so we're just gonna give them to people who are less fortunate.
It's hungry up in Historia, is there? Yeah. Why not the ones here in Lowbank? Plenty of hungry around here.
Yeah, well, we help those too. Like we don't discriminate based on where you live. They're hungry. We hear about it. We're gonna help them. I mean, it's also good for the cities to have, a good relationship.
No,
and trade
it's
and-
very charitable of you.
Also, my esteemed driver, excellent driver by the way. This young gentleman he's from Historia as well. So it's there's a family connection there.
Chad, make a deception check.
Oh yes, please.
Explain.
Yes.
Don't give details I don't need to.
Deception.
Yes, please.
Not natural, but that is a 20.
Okay.
Oh.
You see the one guy talks to you and like, charity work's good, isn't it? Yeah, nah, I don't see any problems. But tell you what though, a little down like ourselves, like if you've got some supplies there, haven't had a bite to eat yet today, could do us a favour and share some, could you?
Absolutely. Obviously all sealed up tight there. I believe. I believe. We've got some on. My driver. I was going to say because Pebble specifically made some fresh stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seem to be able to had them on us though, and because Tali's backpack is on the back, like kind of where the crate is, so it would kind of look more like it's coming from. But yes, either way, same.
Yeah.
Chad, basically, Chad is going to attempt to bribe at the same time as this.
Ooh, okay.
So there's going to be exchange, a subtle exchange of money while the
Interesting. Okay, so imagine you basically get off the car and start walking towards these guards.
Yeah. So I've got some of the nicest rations that we have. So that's some of those.
Yeah.
Maybe an
basically
apple
pull
as
out
well,
some-
some of the
like
dump snacks.
Yeah, like a small satchel bag, I imagine, with some sort of jerky type thing and apples and bread and stuff like that.
Yeah. And Chad's going to what he's going to do. So it's like a little bag, you reckon? Yeah. So he's going to go over to the thing. Yep. See. Yep. We kept some out. Because it's some of us like to. We use some of it for ourselves for the journey. Here's a little bit of a sample of what we're transporting, and he's gonna hand him the bag with his left hand, and he's gonna go to do a handshake, and he's got how many?
How many? That's the one I want to know. It's the crux of the
Bad
conversation.
idea.
100.
10 sept.
Okay.
10 silver.
And he's gonna.
Fucking hell.
He's gonna go for a handshake. So I don't know if 10 silver seps could fit inside of an open hand to go for that, or if it would be better to finesse it in a different way. But it's
whatever. I understand what you're trying to do. Just for the fun of it, roll me a sleight of hand check. This is more to
Yeah, does Tali see what he's doing?
disguise this from the rest of your party.
Does Chad want to disguise it from the rest of the party?
Well, he's trying to be subtle about it.
Well,
Like,
by
that's the
default, it
whole
would be,
finessing.
yeah.
So, regardless of whether Chad's trying to hide it or not, he's trying to be smooth about it. I think is the point, and it's not working. So you are struggling. You do have the idea of the handshake, where you have the coins and they slide, and you sort of have to go. Ugh. But you do, and you see the guard clearly spots it coming and does. You see that one of them takes the food bag, and the other one's like, "A pleasure. That's very kind of you, sir. Well, we'll see. We'll enjoy these rations very much. Sure. But yeah, I hope you have a safe trip. Look after the, those poor children up in Historia. I'm sure they'll enjoy the food and money.
But I'm guessing Tali saw what happened.
Yeah, 100% you saw what happened. You didn't see the mount, but you saw 100% saw what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I hope you get home, get rested soon.
Thank you very much. Well, you all have a good evening. Safe travels.
Pleasure, my
May walk
boys.
away.
Excellent.
You're clear to go through. Hi, Ryan. Welcome back.
Here comes trouble.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had my own little adventure.
Good.
Ryan uses hero moment on a very, very good stealth check.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't even.
Thank you.
We didn't even notice. Sorry.
To quickly catch you up, Ryan. Essentially, you ramped up business with the town. You've got the cart ready, and you've just headed off. So some guards stopped you on the way out, and Chad just bribed them to make you get past, which seems to be successful.
Nice.
So
Cool.
you're now leaving the town. So yeah, the guards walk aside. Chad, you're able to climb back up into the co-pilot seat, as it were.
Yep.
And Pebble, you are able to start moving. So roll me now handling check, please.
Hey.
Animal handling number 3. There we go. Oh, 18.
18, excellent.
Total.
Another smooth kind of pulling away, Chad. Just more and more impressed with Pebble by the minute.
And it's always the starting's always really smooth, and the landings are a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, good at taking off, not so good at stopping. But you pass on by, and you start to head out into the wilds. Essentially, you watch as all the buildings disappear. Brass, you start to feel, right at home, really. Although you have chosen to become a citizen of the city, there is a level of comfort that comes to you. You just start to see the rolling plains of Brattonshire ahead of you, and the sun starts to set in the sky. Tali, you feel kind of weird, shiver run down your spine as you become quite aware that your transformation has taken place.
Can Tali be like checking to see if we've been followed, or if those guards did anything suspicious? Did they just go and like fucking tell someone? I don't know. Like, did they go?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Yes.
And I'm going to change the music because we're now into nighttime, but also out of the city.
17 plus 5, 22.
22. Okay. You kind of turn back and you look after you travel another couple 100 feet, I imagine, and you look back and you see those guards have gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're not standing at that post anymore.
No, because they forgot money. Have we established, one second, if we saw the money being given or not?
You did.
Yes, you all saw. You didn't say how much, but you saw.
Good.
Yeah. Does Tali have like? Is it just how suspicious is it that they've just fucked off?
Is it suspicious as you want it to be? Like,
on
one half,
the mechanics
like
of
what
town.
Unai just said, they've got money, they might have just left. But on the other half, maybe they've gone to go tell someone.
And guards. Maybe they just robbed us.
Yeah, maybe that too.
They are not guards, right? They are just the night watch of the they are guards.
Yeah,
but the guards of Dalridge are called the Watch.
But they are not frontier guards. They are like roaming around the city anyway, so it's normal.
Well, we don't know how the guards work. We don't know if they have posts or
Okay,
if they have
yeah.
patrols or
True.
there's a mix.
These guards look like ostensibly they were, when you approached, the guards of this exit to the town, but they've now just buggered off. So
they did also say that it'd been a long day, so we may well just have caught them right at the end of their shift, and they've gone like, cool, let's clock off early.
Yeah, it's as suspicious, but Tali is as suspicious as you want it to be, basically. Like,
did they seem like legit guards?
Roll me an insight check.
Because I don't know if Tali would. I don't know, like from not being as directly involved in the conversation all the time, maybe they. 17.
17. I mean, so you already had, one previous encounter with a bunch of people wearing guards' uniform.
Yeah.
And they were just robbing people. No, these ones, they seem like they fit the armor better. They did seem legit guards. I don't know if that's any comfort to Tali, but that is the reality. These ones seem more in keeping with what you expect of behaviors of guards.
But at the same time, we know that everything that rules this city is pretty much corrupt. So.
Correct.
Well, as we've just demonstrated. Well, and also it would probably stand to reason that that's because the fake guards that we met before were just kind of out and about on the street, whereas these guys were actually at a post where you would expect there to be guards.
I will say, if you want to continue thinking about this, maybe discuss it in characters.
Hey.
I mean, Tali is gonna. Firstly, does Tali have a pen and paper?
Sure,
I don't know if that's a thing. Like,
why not? It'll be more, in quill and parchment.
But there was no one else following us, right? Like, not the Tali's.
No.
Tali's gonna kind of walk up, I guess, to where Pebble and Chad are driving. Like, so those guards are gone. And maybe that's fine. Maybe Tali's overthinking this, but I just it seems suspicious. And Tali mentioned Bachard, which it was a dumb idea. I don't know why I did that, but I feel like we should try and get some, like a message back to him just to warn him, just in case they're going there right now to, like question him about us.
The horn.
So I was
the horn,
thinking,
the horn.
if I wrote we have the horn with us because we didn't leave it with Bachard.
So we can message.
Well, we can't send an actual message.
Yeah, it only sends a sound of a horn.
But I was thinking I could write a small note, and Pebble, like I know you can talk to animals, right? Could you get one of them to take the note to Bachard and make sure they only give it to Bachard?
Okay, I can try that. While I have is Spud with us?
Actually, that's a good one. I'm going to ask you this: have you brought Spud with you? You decide. You have?
But I mean, is he the best animal to give the message? Well, regardless of this,
so Spud's been running alongside you, like.
Dangerous for Spud. Just have a general question to the party.
I have a question.
Christina.
Can I send Dofo round?
There we go. It's
definitely
better.
send Dofo.
Them both.
Yeah.
Send Dofo.
Yeah. That's
little
cool.
Particularly, especially with Dofo, you could actually send Dofo with a message, and then once it's complete, you could actually bring Dofo back to you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
In that, I have an idea. I'll send Dofo.
You can do that?
Yeah, like he'll just go to the pub and then come back.
Neat.
Not a problem.
Fantastic.
Okay.
You see Dofo, who's been kind of like just hanging around and walking alongside Christine. This black and white cat just looks up to you like.
Right,
Cool.
Dofo, I've got an important job for you. I need you to get this message to Bachard. I'm gonna strap it to his back.
Yeah.
In a little ribbon. Or
Tie
string or whatever.
a letter to the bag, tell you.
And discreetly get it to Bachard. Like,
Make sure you don't get seen.
Wow.
Use your cat use your gelatinous movement as you are in true form a blob that can.
Dofo hunkers down low to the ground.
Oh, the message embeds within Dotho. It's like
he just eats it and then
you
opens it
have
up.
no idea what happens.
I
But
like it.
Tyler, what is the message you're writing?
Basically be like, hey Bachard,
What's up?
What's
up?
We
How
ran
you-
into some
How's
guards.
the family?
We ran into some guards, and we told them we were coming from the 5 fellows that you'd sent us to give aid to Historia, because you're a charitable person and you like to help others. Sorry for mentioning you, but I just wanted to let you know in case they come and question you or anything. Sorry again, Tali.
Tali and the crew.
And Tali and Chad and Pebble and Christina and Bronska and Dofo
Everyone.
and Spud.
Royal.
Yeah, I'm bringing
Royal.
Spud for sure. Spud is with us.
It starts one of you write it like large text, and you get smaller and smaller as you try and fit more and more on the line.
I'm Jennifer and Carl.
Yeah.
Yes. Great.
Basically giving him enough information that he could recite to the guards what we told them, so the story's alive.
Yeah.
I was actually when we were meeting the guards, I was actually thinking out of this, and then I completely forgot. It's like, okay, how can he vouch for it? So now we have to decide, or the DM has to decide if Dotho is gonna be there on time. Anyway.
They even went to him. We have no idea.
Dofo runs off with the message.
Mhm.
And disappears into the darkness. Like you even quickly lose sight of Dotho. Like even before Dotho had made it back to the city proper, you lose track of Dotho in the darkness. So.
Okay.
Not with my 300-foot dark vision, I don't.
No.
Speaking of.
Oh, actually?
Lose track, yeah, as they seem to stealth off into the distance.
Oh, damn. Alright.
Speaking of, how am I keeping without dark vision trying to drive the chariot?
I can share.
That is an excellent question that I had not considered till
Do
right
you have
now, Pavel.
lanterns or something? Or
You tell me. Do you have lanterns?
Tali,
or
or does
something?
Tali share the dark vision?
Tali can share dark vision for 1 hour.
It's probably better to have a lantern. Just being practical. Well, how stealthy do we want to be? Very is the
Well, and
answer.
also because
Imagine
can't
what
hide
happens. Yeah,
in
imagine
light, right?
in sunlight, not light.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, light. Yes.
Yeah, light.
Yeah,
Anyway.
like okay, so
imagine Pebble, you actually probably asked this question as you start to realize, as you driving out into the darkness and the sun is setting, and realizing that landscape before it gets darker and darker. You probably do say this out loud.
Does everyone else have dark vision? By the way,
You don't know. Pebble's not aware of what dark vision is. So again, Pebble, you probably want to say in character what the problem is.
It's like, if can someone guide me? We don't have, obviously we don't have any light with us, but I can't. I have to know the dangers ahead. Is it? What about moonlight? What about moonlight?
I can cast dancing lights and make them look like torches. It's not sus.
I also have the light cantrip, so that's the thing. But Tali, I mean, like Rory suggested, we're still quite close to the city. I maybe wouldn't want to do have a torch or anything, but I can, I can see fairly well in the.
That's fine. As long as you guide me, it's fine.
Well, I'd also make a point, Pebble. You'd be quite aware that mules also can't see in the dark.
But I can do my Eyes of Night up to 3 people. If the donkeys count as people and everyone else is happy, I can distribute this.
What is the specification on the ability?
Let's find out, shall we?
If it says creatures, you're fine.
Humanoids.
It does. Willing creatures. So your dark vision, you can share up to 3 willing creatures.
No, okay. You could do it if you wanted to.
Basically, Talia's suggesting that she share her vision until they're far enough away from the city that lights are less of a concern and there's less populated areas. So it's
fair enough.
But it's up to the group. That's a. Yeah,
so I explain. Do I have to explain this to the mules so that they don't freak out? Probably. It's like, okay, my friend here is gonna give you the ability to see better. It's gonna.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Thanks. I can't see fucking anything right now. Or just walking around in the fucking darkness.
It's fine. We're
I'm just gonna keep going. If you crash into something, well, that's your problem to deal with. Because I don't know what's going on. So if I can see in the darkness, that'd be lovely. Because dude, I can't understand what you're doing. Like,
turn it off. I turned the thingy off for a bit. The stick with animals. So how does that translate into They are constantly. Oh my god! I turn it on again and say, "Guys, we're meant to be stealthy. Can you shut up, please? I mean, I appreciate the input, but."
I could be quiet, but Carl here, he can't stop fighting the whole night long. He'll just make so much noise. You'll always hear him coming. You'd smell him before you hear him, though.
Thank you.
It's gonna be the hardest journey.
I gave that mule a carrot or something so that she has something. Good. Anyway, that's lovely.
We're happy to do that, Tali. We basically go to each of them in turn, the donkeys included, and which kind of draw basically a rune on their forehead, in between their eyes, and then.
Cool. Okay. And I imagine the donkeys suddenly being car headlights, no. That'd be very frightful.
There's no visual change to their eyes.
Damn it. Wouldn't that be
They do not emit light. They see
but it would be hilarious. Anyway. Sorry.
Are we still...
I have a weird sense of humor. Yeah.
Are we still within straight... Have we turned any corners since that we passed through that gate?
Yes. So, because I looked at the map and I realised that the Delwyn Forest isn't to northwest, northeast, like I said it was. It's actually more to the east. So yes, you probably make a hard turn and start heading that direction.
The smokestacks thingy, the thing that we figured out earlier. That's fine.
So you start heading, yes, you've made a turn.
So once we've made that turn, Chad, true to his word, is going to get off and start walking.
That's fair.
And he's going to look. Yep. If anyone else wants to take a turn in the seat, there you go.
No.
I'm happy to walk.
I'm happy to share my seat. I'm small. I'm happy to share my seat.
Done my part. Here we go.
I would like to sit down.
Go on.
Yeah.
Christina, jump.
Go for it, Christina.
Yeah.
Good thinking with Dofo as well.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
Thank you.
That thing is very strange.
Yeah, we love it.
You know?
Yeah, go on.
Will you know when Will you know when Dofo will get to Burchard? Like, can he tell you?
Oh, what check do I do for that?
You don't
I've never
know.
sent him away.
You have not tried this
Okay.
before.
No.
So
I've not tried this before.
Roll
so
a
we'll
blobby
see.
check.
Blobby check.
Fine, that's fine.
Hang on. What's the geometry of the seats? Is it 2 seats like this?
it's a bench.
So I reckon we can fit 3 people, right? Instead of
No, it's not.
Two-
The car is not wide enough to fit
Alright.
3 people, really.
Little bench.
because I'm small.
Not because you
Okay.
you
But
are
you're a medium creature, though.
You're a medium creature, but the
Yeah,
point is
yeah,
more like you're
rules.
adventurers. Like you do have backpacks and equipment and stuff like and weapons. Like,
right.
it's not as
Yeah. We're
2 people.
probably yeah. That's fine.
2 people.
Harley
Okay.
also wants to check on Burchard with the spyglass.
Okay. What is the?
I mean, Talia
rule?
was saying, like, look, Talia's just not feeling great about
Mm.
Burchard and the guards and everything. So, we have this spyglass. Does anybody mind if I use it to
Okay.
check on
I think
him? Just see if the guards have turned up there, or
I'm
No.
worried too, but I mean he's a resourceful man, and
sure.
he
But
did he did tell us that the spyglass might break. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm worried too. I think it's a
That's what I'm
noble
asking. I don't want to
cause.
use it without talking to everybody. Especially if it potentially could break one day. But yeah, I'd feel a little better knowing Burchard was okay and we hadn't put him in danger.
I mean, we won't know until we use it. Like, what's the point of not using it, just waiting for it to break? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, is everyone agreeing or
I'm by me.
cool?
Remind
Yeah,
me
we
how
love
the spyglass works,
Bertie.
'cause
So
it's been a while since I wrote it.
it has 3 charges. When it runs out of the charges, then we roll a d4 to see if it breaks. It currently has 2 charges left, so that's fine.
Okay.
It allows us to cast the clairvoyance spell.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
The scene says clairvoyance spell.
Basically, you can put a sensor in. Yep, that's fine. And you can choose seeing or hearing.
Yeah, you can actually see it because of the glass. So that's fine.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, and if anything in the location has see invisibility or true sight, they see it. But
Only problem
and
you
it
have-
runs for 10 minutes, so
It
if you
does.
use
Then it probably has to be
yeah.
within range, and you are more than a mile away from the pub.
No. Okay. Well, never mind.
Would we know though?
Dang.
Is it justified if we try and we learn the limitations of it, or would
Well,
we know?
you are aware of the range it works at, but Charles will
Oh,
explain
yeah.
that to you, and you are well beyond a mile away from there. Like, you're
Damn it.
probably almost a mile out of town, the city at this point.
Cool.
Okay. Never mind then. We don't know. Harley's gonna continue to worry.
Yeah, pedal too. Nice.
God, this is, yeah.
You start traveling for a number of hours.
Hit the
probably
lid
sort
off
of
of the
Yeah, you
Okay.
live.
work.
Royal
and
office
stuff.
is happy to kind of, not breathe, but just sort of see the air and thank you for it. But is there anything else you want to do while traveling
Just
before you kind of
thinking.
reach that point where you might want to consider camping, like
Have a
during the travels?
minor breakdown. about
Minor breakdown,
charge.
excellent.
Yep.
Chad is very, very smug about how well that whole guard thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's sort of gonna be like, when you can tell that someone wants you, when someone's just kind of just looking very, very obviously pleased with themselves, clearly wanting someone to ask them or congratulate them or something like that. He's just doing that regardless of whether or not anyone else is going. But yeah, you're all aware that Chad's just
Heck yeah.
that went great. That went
Pebble
great.
doesn't mind much. Pebble is just checking with the mules if they are okay. Trying to avoid them talking and driving him insane. Just concise answers and all that. Are they
You
hungry?
two you're turning back on your ability to listen to me, are you?
Are they hungry? Yeah.
Okay. So he's like,
I pretty
oh,
much
this is
do.
hard work. I've been walking for fucking hours now. I'll tell you what I could do with a drink and a sit down some point soon.
Yeah.
And
Guys, the mules are understandably the mules who have been working hard would like to rest. I think it's I think it would be fine if we rested soon.
I like resting.
Or
I'm alright with that.
I mean, maybe for a little bit, but do we want to try and get Royoff to home first before we have an extended rest?
I mean, just a little bit. Just
we can have a short stop.
Have some portions, have some water.
Toilet break.
Yeah. Okay. But
service station break.
At the pace you're going, the Delwyn Forest is still probably in the realms of 5 hours journey still away. Like, it's not that you couldn't do that, but if you were to try and do that without having a long rest, you would be pushing towards the point of exhaustion.
That is what Tali is suggesting.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's and then we'd rest after we get Warrior.
Ah, right. Well, I mean, Pebble can give them, Pebble can keep the mules hydrated and,
Short rest, extend the time. Like, if we had a short rest,
that's my question.
Could we then push on with a lower risk of taking exhaustion?
Possibly.
Because that's kind of what. Is it have a small rest now?
Yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah.
Cool.
Chaz can be like, well, yeah, look, we've done the hard bit. Chaz can be like, look, I've done that. I mean, we've done the hard bit. And we're out of the city. Why not have a little break?
A little Kit Kat. No one knows what a Kit Kat is in this world, but I
imagine a Kit Kat is something very specific.
Pebble doesn't say it.
Pebble
doesn't say it. Another character that I portrayed once in a lifetime would say that, but let's not jump. Anyway,
Okay. So let's say, I don't know, you find, like, as you're traveling, you come across maybe a small lake or something that you manage to pull up to. So the mules can have a drink from the lake.
Cool.
You guys can all have a little sit down. So, do you uncouple the mules and let Royoff out? Like, what is the arrangement of your short-term campsite?
Have a little stretch of the legs. I think that would be nice.
Yeah.
A question as well. What is this around? What is there around us? Like, is it like fields and hills and stuff, or is it?
Pretty much, it's kind of rolling hills and fields, like.
But at night, it's fine if we let Wolf out for a bit, right? Or is it not? I don't know.
You tell me.
How
is there anything else around? Any light sources around? Any other people?
Good question. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
Neat.
I imagine this is more of you keeping a check across the period of your rest, right? Yeah.
15.
15. 16.
15.
15. Okay. There are no light sources around. You like, because you're going to the Delwyn Forest. You also at some point would have gone away from the major roads. You are traveling off road. So you are kind of in the arse end of nowhere. But yeah, you don't see any sources of lantern light or anything like that around.
And no other kind of no one trying to sneak up on us or anything. I'm kind of bundling that in the same. So because it'd be a perception check.
You do not see anyone approaching.
If Wolf can hide, then yeah, maybe a couple of just a couple of minutes.
I think this will. I mean, yeah, Wolf will be so thankful, unless she escapes.
We have no reason to think Wolf will escape.
To Wolf, you're not home yet, but if you want to stretch your legs because it's a bit cramped in there, then you can. And...
Yeah.
This is also still territory that Wolf will probably survive pretty fine on their own.
Yeah. True.
But you explained to Wolf does want to go into the forest, and you have won her over. But she's very happy to get out of the crate and sort
be careful and just if you can.
You do watch as. Most of the time you've known her, she's been very hunched over, but you do see her probably stand up and fully stretch up to a full 8 or 9 feet height stretch. And she has a very strange body. For as tall as she is, she's not as wide as you expect. Oh. Her width is almost kind of similar to a palm with brass, but she's got this tall, long form, which hunched over kind of almost forms this bulk. Yeah. But actually, she's more spindly than maybe you would have originally given her credit for.
Husk is notably intimidated and a bit jealous of the height.
Oh,
he likes being the tall one. He likes being the big guy.
Yeah.
Brass,
Well, when
nobody's
she's hunched
asking
back
you
down
to
again,
come
she's
on.
she's on par with your level when she's hunched.
Yeah. So when she's hunched over again, Brask was just sort of like himself up extra high.
Yeah.
just to try and seem slightly bigger.
That's fair. And Wolf probably would actually go herself over to the lake and try and drink, and you watch her like scooping up some water.
Aw, that's
Possibly
kinda
the
sweet.
first sort of natural water she's had in a long time. Anything else you guys want to do as you're taking this
This is
break? I
lovely.
imagine some rations and things like that. But
yeah,
anything else you
we-
want to do? Talk
Brask
about?
will be sniffing out some snacks.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will probably
Sniff out any
redistribute.
small woodland creatures.
Yeah.
Okay. Brass, roll me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Wow.
You find a bunch.
killing it.
Find a bunch of field mice running around, like a whole family of them. And you're able to skewer them up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Anyone? Oh, okay.
You're offering them round. Chad's gonna be like, no.
I would be. I will
No.
pick up one, and go like, yes, Brass. No, and then throw it away.
Like what you do with cats when they bring you dead birds and stuff.
Yes.
You're meant to accept the gift, and then destroy it when they're not looking.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Tali might
Does-
want to. Oh, go.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Oh, I say Tali might want to grab Chad, but pull him to the side so I can wait till everyone else does their stuff if they want to.
Chad, you were gonna say something.
I was going to ask if there was a lot of blood when Brass was using the mice, or if it was just
really would not be a
straight
lot of blood.
Oh.
A straight in, but even if there wasn't, they're
No,
tiny
it would
field
be
mice.
Yeah.
Like in a cartoon when a cat eats a fish.
No.
Yeah.
Whole thing goes in,
Yeah.
the bones come out.
Yes, excellent.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
So Charlie, you want to pull Chad aside?
Yeah. Pull Chad up in the group. Chad, I was thinking about your situation. Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. My family's Don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm from a very wealthy family, but it's fine. I'm happy to keep on hanging out with you guys. Yeah. I'm not gonna try and
No.
escape, but it's fine.
No, that's not what I. No, not. I didn't. Not that. Your curse.
Oh. Yeah. No, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
And how you don't want to. You want to have to hurt people to we're gonna cure you, but in the meantime, we don't want you to hurt anybody for the sake of getting blood, right?
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a backup, an idea for you that maybe would work. And she pulls out from a pocket a small vial. I guess, Adam, it would be silver.
Mm-hmm.
Of a silver liquid, and then hands it to you.
Ooh.
So the
Interesting.
next time you need to do that, you can just drink that instead.
Right. Yeah.
Chad, roll me a either history or religion check.
I will go
You're given this
for
silver
religion
liquid.
check.
I is intentionally being very vague about
That
what
is
it
a
is.
natural 20.
Damn it!
Adam,
What?
Dad
Yeah.
knows what this is.
You
What
do.
is it, Adam?
Something you've not
For the
seen
benefit of
before.
everybody else.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Well,
I've been speaking too long. Just Adam, it's your turn now.
Clearly, Silver Surfer blood. Obviously.
Unicorn.
Terminator 2000,
you
T1000.
are very aware that godling blood is silver.
Oh shit!
Fuck. How are you aware of that, though? How do we justify
Well, Tali
this?
has bled
Oh.
around. There
Yeah.
have been moments where Tali has I've gone down,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
died. So you probably would have seen it, but it wouldn't have you could probably forget if you didn't. But
Godling
Tali is
has a
being
very-
intentionally very vague about this, not giving any more clarification.
Yeah, but
Uh,
you've been given
Okay,
what is
right,
very
yeah.
clearly a vial of Tali's own blood.
Chad is gonna freak out quietly.
Insight check, please.
Sorry.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You probably don't need it.
Just gonna like
I mean,
look at it and freeze and just be like,
I mean, I got 9, but I'm gonna guess it's a pretty obvious response.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think also particularly because it's probably strange for the moment, Chan. Imagine you eventually had to start traveling with a light source, because when you probably see it at first, Chad, your dark vision, you can't see color. So first it is kind of just looks like blood, but then you can notice it has a lighter color to it, and then probably maybe you turn to where the actual lantern light is, and you catch the silvery color of it, and that's maybe when the shock kicks in.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I see by your face you realise what this is, but okay, look, it just is a temporary thing, okay, and it means that no one else has to get hurt, and so it's fine.
How did Tally collect that? Well, it's not my business.
Is this safe?
What do you mean is it safe? I mean,
for either of us?
what do you mean? I mean, it means no one else has to get hurt, and you know, godlings. Tali is good, right, and light, and it might help even.
And it, I'm as much as I'm kind of lost for words at this, because this is yeah. Chad is also just like, there are a million things running through his head.
But you don't. It's a backup.
This.
It means, again, you don't have to kill anybody.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. We don't want that. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. It's, completely unexpected.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's fine. Just yes. Good. She awkwardly leaves.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. While that awkward conversation was happening, Christina, wherever you're sat down, you feel the sudden sort of weight in your arm, and then as Dotho just emerges through it, and then back in its cap on there.
Meow. Don't know.
As Dotho reemerges, you watch as Spud is just like just jumps out of his skin.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, what you were saying? What were you saying, Verity?
I'm just like, I'm not sure how well I can communicate with Dotho. Like, is there a check I can do? Maybe an insight check to see if everything went well.
Sure. Yeah, roll me an insight check.
Is Dotho hurt in any way? Are their feelings all right?
17.
17.
Nice rolls we're having lately.
Great rolls.
Yeah, good day, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dotho looks as calm as ever. Like,
Neat.
clearly done its job. In fact, looks very proud of itself that it has achieved this. It's like,
But
gonna like scratch it.
Yeah.
Little kitty head.
he enjoys it a lot.
But how do we know if the child is okay or not?
We don't.
That wasn't the plan.
I mean, you can ask Christina to ask Dotho.
The plan was for you to deliver a message to Dotho to warn him.
Right.
Your plan was not to get some information back.
But you could ask Christina to ask Dotho if Bertrand was okay,
for sure.
because he has to deliver it to Bertrand.
I mean, Dotho isn't like stressed. Nothing seems to be happening. Dotho is calm and happy.
Okay. Do we take in character? Do we take this as everything is fine? I guess the child is fine. Can I try speaking with animals, or that wouldn't work with Dotho because he's not an animal? They are
You
not
can
an
try.
animal. I can try. I'm directing it to
Yeah. Okay.
the general public, but it's
Dotho
the
looks
child
at you.
fine?
Meow.
Okay.
You don't hear words. You just hear a meow.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Yes, that's what he wants you to hear.
Yeah.
Dotho says meow.
Dotho says me. I don't know.
Yeah, but Dotho's body language just seems calm, and like Dotho isn't injured or anything like that. So
Well, that's reassuring, I guess.
So yeah, you spend the next, I guess, hour or so chilling out, eating snacks. I'd say have a short rest, but I think you're fine anyway, so don't worry about that.
The eyesight thing that I did would wear off after an
Okay.
hour. So that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, but you
But
you
now
had
we have a
travelled for
lantern,
2 or 3
right?
hours before you had the break.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, again, she has the light cantrip, so that's a thing.
I think now we have the light cantrip, and just
Yes.
that's just fine.
Yeah. But yeah, you chill out. You have small chatter. You watch as what you often enjoys is being in the lake. So do the mules.
Mhm.
And as you're sort of starting to wind down, Tali, you hear a sound.
Oh, I'm already having a little breakdown in like, in the corner. It's all fine.
It sounds
Only
like
Tali. Only Tali.
Only Tali, yeah.
Alright.
You hear the sounds of wings beating somewhere above you.
Like good wings, bad wings. How are we feeling about these wings?
I'm not even.
I mean, you're in paranoid Tali mode, so bad wings. Everything's bad wings.
Right, can I see anything? I can hear it.
Yeah, roll me a perception check. See if you can hone into the sight you've seen.
16.
Yeah, 16. So you start to pinpoint it, and you see barely, just about, almost black against the black drop of night. You see something above you, flapping wings, that suddenly stops and goes into a full-on dive.
Hang on, hold up. Is it black?
It doesn't give off any light. So you see a silhouette against the dark sky.
What kind of silhouette? Like dragon? Or like other flying creature? Like, does it have a resemblance that would... Because like, some flying things are very distinctive. Like a dragon's quite a distinctive thing.
I'll describe because Tali isn't overly aware of. Like, you see 2 large wings, what appears to be a long body, a long tail, 2 hind legs, and a long head as well.
How long's the tail?
Dragon could fit that description, but
How long is the tail?
It's long. The tail's about as long as its body.
Okay, is it pointy?
Sure.
Is it beautiful? Sorry.
Okay.
You got a 16. You didn't roll high enough.
It's fine. We're good. It's fine. We're chill.
But it is getting closer and closer and larger as it is in the full
well,
dive.
I'm gonna
down
say,
towards
how
Buggy.
long does Tali even have to do anything? Because a full dive is pretty fast.
You have probably enough time to shout to the party and maybe do one thing.
Where is it gonna land?
You can't spot that in your party. It's heading towards your campsite. It's high enough up that you could be any of you, or anywhere within you.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my cloak and just throw it over the light source that we have, because you can do that with the light cantrip, or I can just dismiss it.
Dismiss it, yeah.
Either or.
Yes, and then like, nobody move. Everyone just fine.
Okay.
You don't give us any instructions to look up.
Well, she wouldn't have time, right?
Yeah. Good.
There might be something. Just nobody move.
Tali extinguishes the light source, tells you all to just hold still.
And
Those of you who have dark vision just kind of wait.
oh my god!
You start to hear this, and suddenly there is a wham noise, and as you just hear the bone-crunching sounds as something heavy lands on one of the mules, possibly instantly killing it. And then that's where we're in today's session.
Get the donkeys!
Nice.
That was bad.
That was
This is why we have
very
2.
good.
This is what you have to do.
This is the exact reason why I got us to have 2.
We're gonna have to.
And
pay
for those who have
the-
dark vision, you see a large, kind of dragon-shaped creature. These wings, it has like wing membrane between its 4 legs,
Nice.
just leaning on top of one of the mules, and is starting to fly up with it. But that is
Fine, take it. It's fine. It's dead already. Great.
Brass ad.
Oh, I
What?
should have cast Sanctuary on the mule, shouldn't I? That's what I should have done.
Oh, you didn't know it was going for the mule.
Yeah,
did you?
exactly.
Well, that's the thing. But now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah, no.
Ugh.
Good.
One mule down.
I'm
One
gonna
goes.
cast Sanctuary on the other mule.
Well, yes, we will pick up with an initiative roll next session.
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
This situation.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Love that.
Lovely.
Oh dear.
Will looks very shocked. You look shook.
That's like, this has been a very shocking Last and the ending of the thing. Not as like I've read the monster manual thing, but just like as in like I'm aware that dragons have like 4 legs and wings. And
no, but
wyverns are the ones that have. So that's some kind of wyvern. And they're not nice. Just like in and out of D&D, they're just not a great time. So
I mean,
beyond D&D,
everyone can be nice.
beyond D&D.
Hey.
However, will we get to meet a dragon at some point?
Maybe.
And or go into a dungeon?
I don't want
point?
to. I'm okay, thanks. I'd politely
A
decline.
dungeon, definitely. I will make sure you get to a dungeon at some point. A dragon, we'll find out, won't we?
Politely decline. Dragons
Technically,
are
a wyvern is a type of dragon, so it's like a baby dragon.
But big dragons are just rude and mean.
Dragons are rude and mean.
Like Benedict Cumberbatch in The Hobbit. Yeah, rude and mean.
It's the one good thing about the Dungeons and Dragons movie is that it does open with a dragon in a dungeon.
Good.
So like they tick that off straight away.
Straight away, like you can't mess around. Have to get that done.
You give the fans what they want, so they're not waiting. Like, where's the dungeon? Where's the dragon?
Exactly.
Oh, it's just there.
It stops it from being a thing. Like, oh, is there going to be a dungeon and a dragon?
Yeah.
I feel like I need to do that now. Have a dungeon and a dragon, don't I?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
so obviously, Ryan, you weren't here for most sessions. You get a chance to use inspiration token, so we'll just roll that over to next session. You'll still have it for next time.
Oh, I don't mind passing it
No,
off.
We've done it for everyone else when they haven't had a chance. So
we
we'll
want to see you shine.
Oh, okay. We'll hear more about that later. But no, you keep it for next time. You might need it with a wyvern fight coming up.
Okay.
So it's fine. But yes, thank you very much for watching us today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our game. If you did, obviously, you can catch us again here in 2 weeks' time, at the same time. If you follow us, turn on notifications and all that lovely stuff, you'll find out when we go live. If you want to rewatch our last episode, it is up on YouTube now, and this episode will be up on YouTube next week, as is all our previous episodes. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at Smitey Games. You can hear about when we go live and when our YouTube video is live as well. We've got tweets going up for that. And that's it. Anything else you want to bring up? Talk about?
No.
No? Alright. Well then, that's it. So we've been Sworn Mighty, everyone. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.